You want public finances, how to drive public finances. Chapter 12 will tell you about it. We want you, the guiding national values and principles of governance. Just up there in Article 10. You want to know about rights, it's right there in the Constitution. But as I begin, may I remind you, rights are never given. We were born with these rights inherent. The Constitution only gives a duty to those in authority, to the government of the day, and to all state officers and people in authority, to uphold, defend, and facilitate the enjoyment of the rights. Sio kupewa tumepewa, ni zetu. Tunauliza zilindwe na tupatiwe nafasi ya kuziendeleza. I was asking as I sat next to the CEO of ForumCiv whether police were invited to this meeting, because it's important they be invited so that we discuss. They too are Kenyans like us. I was informed walialikwa lakini hawakujibu. So may it go to them. We are missing you at this forum because we have a mouthful to say to you. We would have wanted a discussion to understand why you operate the way you do. The NIS should have been invited, because these days, it's not only the police who are doing policing. There are certain things, and we are going to mention them, the NIS has been mentioned to be perpetuating. In a matter of abductions, tunajua wao ni wahusika. We would have wanted the army to be invited, because the army too has been named in certain instances of being violators of our rights, and we know they were invited to guard the streets. We have heard them mentioned in relation to Githurai and other places. This conversation is of great importance to them too, because they are Kenyans. Not everybody in their families are in uniform, and we are the consumers of whatever they do. Their families, their children, their wives, they are as vulnerable as we are. And even them, they do become vulnerable. We would have liked to discuss with them, share our vulnerabilities, and agree on how to move forward, because we belong to this country. And for them, when we invite them, we want to remind them, we are the ones who have employed them. Hizo mshahara wanakula ni taxes zetu. Therefore, when we invite them, we imagine they should honor the invitation. It's from their employer. Was there invitation to the executive? We needed their representative here so that we preach to them. An invitation to parliament. We employ them too. So next time, invite even the judiciary, the three arms of government. Wacha waje hapa, tuongee, tujue ni nini inakula ingine, and why we are not living the way we should want. Now, I wanted to say that today, I'm not speaking purely as a politician who is on one side of the political divide, but I'm more speaking as me, a citizen of this country. And that's why I'm saying we needed the others here to come. We have this very open conversation on this International Human Rights Day. I'm here as a Kenyan who refuses to normalize illegality, cruelty, and the systematic weakening of our democratic institutions, the intentional violation of citizens' rights. And that is why I love always to remember, sitasimama maovu yakitawala. We must be intentional in refusing and resisting the violation of our rights. Are human rights everyday essentials? Your right to life is an essential. if we do not defend your right to life, nothing else matters because you'll not be there. Our colleagues, our comrades, for me, I can say my children, who have died expressing their dissent to the way the country is run, are now not here to join us in this conversation. For them, it's gone. The right to life is the ultimate right for a human being, because without you existing, nothing else matters. But the right to life is supported by other rights. The right to liberty, because you are born free, not in chains. And your liberty is not just the right not to be arrested. It's the right not just to movement, but also to the ideas you possess. Because if you express your ideas and the next thing you see is Subarus, your right to life and expression is under attack. And you know some of our youth have gone for merely expressing themselves. A life cannot survive without food, without water. Shelter is an essential, and we know there are people without shelter. It should never be in a democratic society. Those who are unable, because the state is a family, is the largest form of family. You start with the nucleus, extended, community around you, then we go to the state. It's just built on the same ideals as a family. What do you do in your family? You look after the weakest, who will be either the youngest or a person with special conditions. Even when food is served, your mother most likely will serve the youngest, remove food for whoever is absent. Normally, if there is a father, it will be the father ako kwa mtaa, yake itawekwa kando. Hiyo ingine mtawachiwa, kila mtu ajipakulie. It is not that you're being discriminated, but you protect those who are unable. In society, Article 43, Kenya must protect the vulnerable, those in special need. Social support, the person without shelter would be able to get shelter, angalau ile angazi ya mwisho. Yule hana chakula, angeweza kupata chakula. The idea of social support started with the 2010 Constitution, and it started small, 2,000 support to those over 70. I presume after Kibaki, nobody has attained the age of 70, although I'm staring at it, because they have not registered other people. You see? So instead of expanding, we are constricting. They also started giving to some orphans, not all, to some disabled, not all. These programs by now should be covering everyone in need. But today, everyone in need is almost everyone. What with high unemployment? Unless if we do something, then we shall be unable to ever fulfill. And that is why our rights, mismanagement of the economy affects your rights directly, including the right to be able to find employment and to support your right to life. When you are denied health, which supports the right to life, it is an attack on your human rights. And if we understand in this context, we will know that human rights are our everyday essential. What about the environment? This air we breathe is free from God. When it is deliberately polluted, even the water, deliberately polluted either with chemicals, polluted with tear gas, munaelewa hiyo, wengi mumeionja, na ni mbaya, it chokes you. Those with allergies like me, you can actually choke to death, okay? But it also damages you. As it's choking you, it leaves residual damage. So when people pollute unnecessarily and intentionally. Because why do you throw tear gas at a peaceful crowd? You are deliberately poisoning the people. Why do you allow chemicals to be emptied onto rivers, which will eventually be used for both farming and domestic use by people? You are poisoning us. Why should we leave Nairobi River unattended? Why should we leave the informal settlements without basic amenities like toilets, like garbage collection, like water, all those things? Because the pollution of the river by those living in the informal settlement is not deliberate. They've been denied the amenities that support their right to life. They have nowhere else. So the garbage will tend to go back. But even those from the affluent estates, are we obeying the way we should keep the environment? Their pollution goes to the informal in settlement. So what I'm saying is that rights, if you look at the chapter on rights, you can interpret every right and join it with others, and see that human rights are not a luxury. They are everyday essentials. Even now, they are our essentials as we speak here. What if they came now and interrupted this meeting? How shall we be able to discuss and plan how to stand in solidarity with each other? They will be weakening all the rights that are God-given and guaranteed in our Constitution. Over the past 3 years, and I'll first start by saying we are a nation traumatized, but we are not defeated. Over the last 3 years, when I say 3 years, it since the William Ruto government. We have witnessed scenes that should never appear in a constitutional democracy. Peaceful protesters, first during the 2023 Azimio demonstrations and repeated during the 2024 Gen Z protests, were met with violence. Young people exercising their constitutional rights to dissent were brutalized, killed, injured. Many never returned home, because whenever you start going towards 1,000, the Azimio ones, they say 79, but those are the known. What about those whom we don't know? What about the falsified records at the mortuary? They could actually record a person dying of gunshot wound as a person. We do not have a tally, but we know definitely it's not the 79, it's 100 plus. Now, families, that was repeated in 2024 during the Gen Z demos. The Gen Z demos stand out. They had white handkerchiefs, national flag, water bottles, and their phones. It was very, very clear. It was peaceful demo. No politicians for them to say these are the ones leading a revolt. It was a sea of humanity, of young Kenyans, very patriotic. But what were they met with? Needless gunfire, starting at Parliament, killing many, even when they entered Parliament. I shall never forget the videos I saw of a young man very happy to be in the chambers and saying, Mr. Speaker, peaceful. Goonism started then, because I do believe, and that's why they should be here, we hold conversation, that the destruction of Parliament was by goons, not by the demonstrators, not by the protesters. That's when Goonism started, as a counter to protests. So needless deaths, from there, abductions, disappearances. To date, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights records over 82 disappearances. But those are the known ones. There are people living in this city who have no relatives to follow them when they do not return home. What about the Githurai massacre, which was spoken about only in whispers? What about the bodies we saw being collected on the roads, on the ditches? How many? What about the bodies of women, decapitated bodies at the quarry, and which they forcefully stopped people from checking? That is our state. That's how much we value human life. Exactly how many died because somebody was not interested in the total retrieval of those bodies. There are people who say it's very dangerous to dissent, to attend a protest. I just want to remind you, during the Azimio protests, and this was repeated during the Gen Z protests, there were people in Murolongo, I'm just citing Murolongo as an example, people shot while seated, not standing, in their shops. A woman shot holding a baby whom she had just picked from school. A man walking behind, trying to help her, but realizing he can't move. That's the point at which he realizes that he too has been shot on the leg. We saw in Mathare, people shot sitting outside their houses. We know of the case of Bridget, the little girl in Kiambu, shot while watching TV in the safety, in quotes, safety of their home. We know also in Gong, people shot in their homes. And people shot when going to collect to the shops or to collect children from school. So if it's dangerous in the streets, we now know it's dangerous at home. If you choose to do nothing, the regime will still kill you somehow. If it's not from hunger, it will be from needless bullets, which are supposed to safeguard you. We buy those bullets to keep us safe. But now we are experiencing insecurity from the people who should be keeping us safe and using the things that we have purchased to be kept safe. We pay the army to guard our borders. We are now facing insecurity from them when they are illegally deployed to police. We are facing insecurity from the NIS when they become police, in quotes, and help with abductions. They will deny, but those who have been abducted have lived to tell the story about who abducted them. So we know for sure that there is an illegal squad, not under the normal command of the police, that abducts. This is the situation we are facing of a country with a constitution that is intentionally not being obeyed. A country with structures which are being dismantled. A republic under attack, a people under attack. And therefore, we are unable to enjoy our human rights, which are our essentials. Now, when we are talking of one term versus two term, it's not about personalities. I said at the beginning it's about what is happening. We know the amendments, constitutional amendments in Parliament, none of them is for you. It's extending the term of your member, extending the term of the senator, but really the intention is to extend the term of the president. But you get the senators and MPs because they're the ones passing the bill. So you give them a sweetener. Why would we extend the term of a president? Is it the most pressing need? The most pressing needs we have today is the needs of the people, the basic essentials, one of them being the protection of our rights. And our rights are many. They include our rights to life and whatever supports that life. You would expect the priorities would be to address the cost of living, the provision of basic services, health, education, etc. But you cannot provide them if you are stealing all the money, if you have repurposed the state to be for your own opulence life, opulent lifestyle, if you think the state is there to pander to a small ruling elite, if you forget that you are a servant of the people, then you will prioritize the things that matter to you, like building an expressway to State House when we do not have medicines in hospital and money for schools. Why do we need an expressway to State House when you can stop traffic, keep us there for hours? You stop traffic even before you are ready and keep us for hours. Why do you suddenly not want to share the road with us? Or is it becoming too hot? At a future date, if an expressway is needed, it should be one that takes away traffic, because there is a way you order the roads and traffic flows. So we do not need to personalize the state and only build things that matter to us. Personalizing is even building a church. We don't want to know your denomination. We just want you to do our work. Your faith is between you and your God. We also have our faiths, which are between us and our gods. We never elected anyone to bring their faith to us or to spend our money building monuments. Because you claim it's a monument for God. How many monuments shall we have on those grounds? Tomorrow we don't know what denomination the leader will be. If they had been building monuments, this would be the fifth monument. Do we have space or time for that? And the Constitution clearly says we are a secular state. So we are looking at all those things. And it's already been said. When your neighbor's house is on fire, do you have an interest in putting out the fire? Do you? It could spread to yours. So when you go to put off your neighbor's house, it's not just an act of charity. It's an act of self-awareness that you are investing in keeping your house safe. So when you see me going to Uganda and Tanzania, it is not an act of charity. They are part of the Jumuiya, they are our neighbors. What is happening there has a bearing on what happens here. Not to mention that for Uganda, Dr. Kizza Besigye and Obed Lutale were abducted from Kenya, were abducted by Ugandan security acting in cahoots with Kenyan security. I don't know where our army was to allow Uganda to vandalize our national security and our boundaries, territorial integrity, by walking into Kenya to do an arrest. But they were in collaboration, picked up by 8 people, but only 4 went with them. I can read that and say 4 were Kenyans. Those who went with them were the Ugandan part of the operation. So when we go there, by pushing back on that abduction and rendition, why are we calling it an abduction? The Ugandan security have no power to arrest within Kenya. The Kenyan security, when they want to arrest on behalf of another nation, have to go through the Attorney General, who then takes the application to court, and the person being arrested, the foreign national, has rights to go to court and oppose the extradition. It's called extradition. And we have an extradition act. We have our constitution, which demands due process, not just to citizens, to anyone. Anyone on our soil is entitled to due process. And when it goes to court, you can only be extradited with a court order. The court must order. In the case of Dr. Kizza Besigye and Obed Lutale and many others, there was no such process. So it was an abduction by rogue security agents allowed by 2 rogue states, Kenya and Uganda. And that is why Besigye has gone to court in Kenya to call out the rogue states, and has also gone to court in the East Africa Legislative Assembly. So I am just drawing the analogy of putting out fire in your neighbors. In Tanzania, the same. We are part of the Jumuiya, and I'm told just before I came you sang the Jumuiya anthem. The refrain goes, Jumuiya yetu tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Nilikuwa huko nikilinda Jumuiya. Niliajibika kulinda Jumuiya. And what is the Jumuiya about? It's about movement of people, goods, and services. In Uganda, both Uganda and Tanzania and Kenya, criminal trials are public trials by virtue of our constitutions and law. So what was so wrong with me holding an East African passport, going to Kisutu court to listen to the case of Tundu Lissu? Why would they violate my rights by arresting me at the airport? They didn't put handcuffs, but I was not free to move, so I was under arrest. There's no need of sugarcoating. We were under arrest, pending deportation, deprived of our passports, deprived of our right to move. Even at a time we needed to buy water because it took a while. We came back on a 3 o'clock plane, and we had landed quite early, just before 9. They were not providing us with anything, so I demanded that we needed to buy water, tea, or some food. We were escorted by security officers. There were some 2 female officers, because I was deported alongside 2 other Kenyans, Gloria Kimani and Lynn Goge. Sio hule Lynn wa mtandao, lakini another person, a human rights defender with a similar name. So we were escorted, and we were not given back our passports until at the boarding gate at 3. Anyway, we bought the officers lunch as well because they are human beings as us. They did not demand, but how do you go with a person, to buy? I ate KFC because that's what was available. You just buy them also. So tukule tukiwa tu pamoja, because we were there for the day. So you can see, what does a nation do when a person, their national is arrested? A nation must officially ask, what is happening? And William Ruto happens to be the head of the East African community for the time being. But they did not ask for us. I saw Mudavadi later quite happy that we were deported, and without using those words, sort of saying it's their fault. Never mind that his salary is paid by us and you. He was there happy. Recently, Bob Jage and Nicholas Oyo were arrested when they went to visit a sister party, their sister party in Uganda. Yet, William Ruto goes donning yellow, which is their mutual color with Museveni for their parties. You didn't know. He goes donning yellow. It was deliberate. It was intentional. He's going to visit a friend, and he dresses for a political message because it's campaign time. So what's wrong with Bob Jage wearing a red beret going to visit Bobby Wine with a red beret? Then we are told they were kept in the fridge, and Museveni added, their government never asked for them. Meaning, had there been communication, they could have been released. It had to take intervention of the 4th president for them to get released. Because nobody asked for them. We are paying people who are not doing our work. We are paying people who can stand before a microphone like I'm standing and say, shoot them in the leg. So a leg does not bleed. A leg will lead to your death. But then, remember, the very same people said, mambo ni matatu. When talking about the sugar thing in Western, he had given the people 3 options. Withdraw the case, leave the country, au ni kusafirisha binguni. Wangapi wamesafirisha mpaka binguni? Hatuwezi jua sababu wanaficha numbers. So, when we say human rights are everyday essentials, we have a right to defend. Ukiona ya mwingine imeenda, ujue yako. Hata Waswahili wanasema ukiona mwenzako amenyolewa. So we must stand. That's a lesson of solidarity. To be able to defend our rights, we need to be in solidarity. Solidarity with one another, and I want to thank Kenyans, not just those of you here. Imagine when Maria Teshai was being abducted and was in the process of being renditioned to Tanzania. Kenyans on social media fought like no one else. And she herself put up quite a fight. The result, they feared, because even the rich cry. The security system feared. They were going by road, and they knew the mobilization will bring problems at Namanga. Walimwachilia kwa njia na wakampea 3,000 atafute gari ya kuingia. Na wale wote wanawachiliwa by those security agents, wanapatiwa hela za kupanda gari. It's the same pattern. I now want to end by showing you how we are intertwined. Mmeona ile imefanyika Tanzania on 29th, hata ya jana. I want you to see how they are copying each other. So William Ruto comes in, and people are shot not only in demonstrations, but indiscriminately, including in their houses. 29th comes in Tanzania. There is mass murder. People are shot, not in the protests, even in their houses. Munakumbuka ile ya Nyalenda 2023, where they opened doors at night, broke doors, killed people, and they ended up killing 2 brothers. Hiyo ilifanyika pia Tanzania. Falsification of records. Hiding of bodies in a quarry, because I'm beginning to think that was the work of security agents. Tanzania, piles of the dead, removed from the mortuary, never to be seen. We do not know whether the Kenyans killed, their bodies will ever be seen. And there are people in Tanzania who have not seen their loved ones, yet the bodies had been seen in the mortuary. Unaona vile zinaendelea kufanana? The only thing they differ may be the magnitude, because we are told in Tanzania it may be anywhere towards 10,000. Because they cleared the streets, kama ni siafu alikuwa, wana clear, just shelling, and then collecting and dumping. But what I'm asking, who in this region has done mass killing? Do you know? I will remind you. A place called Dafu, where the Janjaweed led by Hemet, and the killings continue. Who is a friend of Hemet? Are we exporting friendships and assistance? Because in East Africa, even Museveni's regime, they kill citizens. But that scale of killing has only been in Darfur before. And if I'm mistaken, I be reminded where else. I'm wondering, this unholy trinity of 3 rogue nations, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, 3 rogue heads, imetoka wapi? Let us support one another. There be justice in Tanzania. There be justice in Uganda. There be justice in Kenya. If we don't, we are all totally under threat. Finally, I want to say we have suffered enough. We have bled enough. We have been intimidated enough. Despite all these things, we have not given up. That's why you're here today. That's why whenever people are called, we see people standing. Yesterday, there were Kenyans outside the Tanzanian embassy. What offense did they commit to warrant being arrested? We are being silenced. We are being described by the Global Rating Index of States. We are described as repressed. We are one stage to being closed. If we let Kenya become closed, William Ruto will have graduated into a full dictator. Are we going to allow that graduation? I said last year that we shall not allow him to graduate. His friends in the region, some of them have been at the game for 40 years. It has taken them 40 years to become what they are. William Ruto is in a hurry. 3 years, we are already repressed. He's just about to graduate. It is your duty, my duty, to stop that graduation. Are we together? Tutasimama maovu ya kitawala. Let us do whatever is in our capability and let us talk to each other. You may be having a soldier brother, a police brother, an NIS brother or sister. Let's talk to each other, our neighbor. They are Kenyans like us. They are as vulnerable as we are. Their families are just where we are. Can we agree to be better and to recognize each other's humanity, to treat each other better, and most of all, how do you exercise your right to vote? Are you right now selling your birthright? In Nairobi, I just want to disclose this one thing. A new phenomenon has come during the registration of voters. There are people paying young men in the estates, and they know they are desperate, 1,000 shillings to transport their votes. So you go to your station to change your vote to a place you have never been. And their votes changed. I've forgotten which constituency in Garissa, but over 600 have done so. These are people who have never been there. So you are displacing that vote because on voting day, that person will not go to a place they don't know. You can change your vote from where you are registered. But to get it back, you have to travel to where you. Can you see now how it is done? This is so deliberate. There are so many ways they are trying to do this. And when our vote is diluted or affected, including registering foreigners, right here in Nairobi and in many border areas, when your vote is diluted, your voice will be lost. Please just know, failing to vote ni kusimama maovu ya kitawala. If you swear that you will not stand to let Kenya go down the drain, to let your rights be trampled upon, let us work together. Let us do something. And let us say, for me, one term, not just for Kasongo, but I'm asking my colleagues, let us all be, especially for the presidency, let us be one term. You'll be happy to learn that in PLP, even party leadership now has term limits since last December. I will not be eligible in the next party elections because succession planning means paving way for others. Nobody is God's answer to the problems we have. You must believe in collective, not personal wisdom. Asanteni na mkumbuke tusisimame maovu ya kitawala. Asanteni.
Wow. Viva Martha Karua, viva! Viva Martha Karua, viva! More power to the women, more power. More power to Akili, more power. More power to Jumuiya, more power. Are you provoked by this speech? Are you feeling provoked? Are you feeling inspired to actually stand and defend this country? To actually stand up against dictatorship? This camaraderie against these three people who have turned East Africa into something we never thought we would see in our lifetimes. Wangapi wanasema one term?
One term.
Wangapi wanasema one term?
One term.
Let me see by a show of hands. One term.
One term.
One term.
One term.
One term. Haya, hapo sawa. Asante sana, Honorable Mother, for such a spirited speech, for reminding us that really it is our responsibility to defend our country. And if I may just ask you to come up here together with Jackson, Office of the Ombudsman, IBC, Chelimo, just so we can take a group photo. Honorable Martha. Distinguished guests, please come up here so we can take a group photo to commemorate this day ambayo tulisema hatutasimama maovu. Hatutasimama maovu ya kitawala.
Wanjera, si uniruhusu powers za MC niite jenzi wawili watatu waingie hiyo picha pia.
Hapo sawa.
Bwana
Jenzi madem mko wapi?
Hello. 1 2 simefungia hapo. Sawa basi.
Sawa mtoto lazima utoe mtoto.
Hii picha ni ya watu wengi sana tu. Yes. Awesome. Ya vitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo, ukitaka taele baba nenda limuru ni nchi ya watu kidogo. All right.
Asante sana DJ. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ukishuka unashuka na one time. Extrajudicial killings.
One time.
Corruption.
One time.
Mauaji.
One time.
Wizi.
One time.
Na magusje. Gunzi. Hapo sawa. Now guys, I am very honored to be introducing the next person on stage today because he's one of my favorites. Literally, nachilingi kwa keja na ikangoma za umse. Like au ni bamba hiyo design.
Hello.
I swear.
Hello.
Like he's such a good artist. I'm happy for those of you who are discovering him for the first time. And right before the elections in Tanzania, by then kama wasanii wanakuwaga na macho ingine ya prophetic. Kuna ngoma alitoa akasema nani anakuja katumwa na nani hatuogopi. Ati nani anakuja ametumwa na nani hatufanyi nini hatuogopi. This was right before the Tanzanian youths stormed the streets. Hakuwa anajua that would happen. But I would listen to that song, and when I saw the Gen Z protest in Tanzania, nikampigia Vitali Maembe. Nikamwambia, kaka uliona. So please, put your hands together. Shout for msanii wetu wa East Africa tumpendao, tunamwenzi sana. Na gitaa yake na sauti yake. Vitali Maembe.
Yes. Yeah, niongeze kidogo. Yep. Makosa yote tenda mwanangu na lawama ije kwangu we. Lakini kosa la rushwa utalibeba peke yako. Hilo ni zito mwanangu la hesabiwa mara 5 kama kosa la wizio. Yani kuiba, kutamani kuiba, kuweka mali ya wizi, kumficha mwizi, kumtamanisha mwizi ni kosa la wizi. Nakwambia wewe mwanangu sababu wewe ni mdogo. Alafu nakuweza wakubwa si wawezi, wakubwa wana vishindo, na mimi nyumba ya udongo tu si miliki kishindo. Taomba msikilize zaidi kuliko kuna nini.
Sawa.
Kwa sababu tanivumilia msipige makofi. Ndani toka nje usikie, kutwa we kila siku ndani, toka basi usikie. Nawe kaka ughaibuni, rudi Afrika usikie. Wewe miaka yote mbalio, rudi basi usikie. Kuna habari inavuma, vuma vuma vuma, vuma vuma vuma, vuma vuma vuma, vuma 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 kwela. Ukonguja mawe, ukonguja mawe, kuna mtu kasimama kwenye kona ya jahazi, anaoji uhalali wa muungano, na mwingine kasimama juu ya kidau chake, analilia nchi yake, analilia Zanzibari. Huko Baranako kuna mtu kasimama juu ya kaburi lake, analilia nchi yake, analilia Tanganyika, analilia roho yake, analilia Tanganyika. Vuma 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 kwela. Safu safu wanapita wamejaa kwenye mitaa, na mabango wameshika, ama wanalilia nchi yao, wanalilia katiba yao, wanalilia kura yao, na wengine wanajipanga waje wadai mlima wao, watadai tume yao, na polisi wanajipanga watawaua na wanao kuzuia maandamano, watawaua na wenzao. Kumbe imekwisha, kumbe imetoweka amani, kumbe imepita, kumbe haina hodi vita, kumbe imefika. Viongozi wanajivunia kuwa Watanzania, wananchi tunavumilia, tumechoshwa kuwa Watanzania. Nchi imetiwa giza, macho yana kiu ya nuru. Viongozi wanajivunia kuwa Watanzania, wananchi tunavumilia kuwa Watanzania. Nchi imetiwa giza, macho yana kiu ya nuru. Kumbe si demokrasia, kumbe ni demokrasia, kumbe si demokrasia, kumbe si demokrasi, kumbe ni democracy, democration of greatness. Vuma 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 vuma. Yeah. Asante sana.
Halo.
Eh? Yeah. Labda. Say. Utasumbu mukota ulumili chisesile, wakusalula nawe musalule, wakuchindika nawe muchindike. Livi mgozo, livi mgozo, livi mgozo. sitaki mwenzie basi bora nende kwetu sitaki mwenzake basi bora nende kwetu kwetu ngoma iendi buleo asipocheza yeye hata kuku atacheza asipocheza yeye jirani we hata ng'ombe watacheza kama mwani tondo mwele kwaya ninayosema sizimi wangu mkole itakesha ingoma mpaka muyafuate yale yatakayo kalima maweo rhythm goes on, rhythm goes on. Wamekuwa wanasifiwa polisi walo mbaya na hila hasa wanavotumika na wanasiasa wenye hila wanafikia kutesa raia wasio na hatia wanafikia kuwa watu wasio na hatia walini uwajuzi usiku iza totolo leo wanakutana nami mchana kweupe kwenye kichochoro yalo wakutasima dogo wana haki ya kuzimia walo wakutasima dogo wana haki ya kuzimia walinipiga sana wakaza kazani nitanyamaza wakanitisha sana walizani nitaogopa nani anakuja na nini hatuogopie polisi anakuja katumwa na nani hatuogopie mgambo anakuja na nini hatuogopie funga vyombo tawanyika zima muziki hatuondoke walete tena walete mama walete tena walete sulu walete tena lete kalandinga lete londo lete pila waje na mabomu ya machozi walete tena waje na maji ya kuwasha walete tena waje na mabomu ya machozi walete tena waje na maji ya kuwasha walete tena waje na farasi na mbwa wenzao walete tena yakoma kuwaimba mafisadio walete tena bado hatujachoka kuwaimba wala rushwa walete tena bado hatujakoma kuilinda nchi yetu walete tena bado hatujakoma kuidai katiba walete tena bado hatujachoka kuidai tume huru walete tena waje na mabomu ya machozi walete tena waje na maji ya kuwasha walete tena waje na mibangi watu bambikize walete tena waje na farasi na mbwa wenzao walete tena nani anakuja na nini hatuogopie akarao anakuja katumwa na nani hatuogopie we funga vyombo tawanyika zima muziki hatuondoke walete tena walete tena lete kalandinga lete londo lete pila bado hatujachoka kuilinda nchi yetu walete tena
Makofi wewe. Makofi nduru na nderemo wewe. His name is Vitali. Sema Vitali. Vitali. Wale tete na ama unawaambiaje? Hatuwaogopi. Oh my days farm. Wakuje na gari ya kuwasha maji ya kuwasha, hatuogopi. Wakuje na bomu za tiagasi, hatuogopi. Wakuje na nini? Wakuje na umbwa wenzao, hatuogopi. Halo. Vitali jo. Wakuje na farasi je, hatuogopi. Wasilete demokrasia. Yani we have tumetoka session yenye our very own Mother Karua ametuprovoke thoughts, ndio? Alafu Vitali akakuja zikatipova. Ikabidi tuambie aje, hatuogopi. Oh my days. And come 2027 we are still telling them that we are not afraid. Hello.
Woo, yeah, that was so you see why he's my favorite artist.
Ninaona sasa kwa nini ati
chill in my house and
kwa nyumba unaweka Vitali
maembe. Si ndio? Yeah, another round of applause for Vitali.
For Vitali wewe. And this artist as well pia amekuwa hapa. Baadaye kama nyinyi saiki yote tulikuwa tumemhotspot. Ni yeye tu alikuwa hapa akisema hatuogopi. We love that man.
Let me hear you say, Kenyans, when we lose our fear,
they lose their power.
When we lose our fear, they lose their power.
Haki ya nani?
Awetu.
Nice. Now, tumekuwa na session ya watu kuchukua kura. Na IEBC imekuwa ikizunguka hapa ikiwapatia nini? Kura. Na ikakuwa imepatia kila mtu kura 6 ya president, ya governor, senator, women rep, member of National Assembly na member of County Assembly. Now, we are about to break out for some very interesting breakout sessions, and in a couple of minutes tutaenda kuelezea what these breakout sessions are going to be. But kabla hatujaenda hapo, si umeandika hizo qualities sahi. Kuna mtu ana kalamu nimsaidia yangu? Write down those qualities. The president you'd want, the governor you'd want, the senator, the women rep. When we go for breakout sessions, polling station ni pale, si ndio? Kama kuna mtu anatamani kabisa kwa roho yake kufanya kama venye elections zinafanyangwa, kuna mahali yenye unaweza enda pale uandikie hapo. Inaitwa secret ballot, si ndio? Unaweza enda hapo pia. The voting booth, you can also go there and do it from there. Wanjera,
Naam.
We are about to have some very interesting breakout sessions. Si kwanza tuwaeleze kwenye hizi breakout sessions zitakuwa.
So we'll have one here in the tent. Tutakuwa na ingine pale chini ya muti na tutakuwa na ingine pale kwa tent ya chakula. But I'd like for you to know who will be there with you in that breakout session. Ya kwanza ambayo itakuwa hapa kwenye hii tent inaitwa #AmuaTam. #AmuaTam. Tumesema ni wa? So ni elections and citizen participation. Panelists wa hiyo session watakuwa Dr. Anthony Manyara. Please raise your hand wherever you are. Dr. Anthony Manyara.
Makofi tafadhali.
Meona Dr. Anthony Manyara?
Thank you.
Alafu pia tuko na Gen Z mwenyewe Charlotte Kibet. Raise your hand Charlotte wherever you are. Woo! Alafu pale chini ya ile mti pale kwa shade tutakuwa na session ambayo inaitwa Prokopanda.
Sema Prokopanda.
Prokopanda. Umesikia?
Unajua ile accent ya our friends from Western. Prokopanda. That is what you are talking about. Wafula.
So it is not by accident that it is Wafulas who are heading this session.
Wafula, Miss Wafula, thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to have Shakira Wafula. Give it up for Shakira, you guys. We are also going to have Ian Wafula. Akwapi Ian? Ian Wafula.
Nice, thank you very much. Hiyo session itakuwa pale chini ya mti, si ndio?
Hiyo session ya kukaunta hizi story tunasikia za propaganda kila kona. That kama na Honorable Martha ametupatia moja hapa. Bila wanasema si ule mwingine mlimpea 10 years. Hata huyu ni lazima aende nini? Asipoenda 10 kutakuwa na si mmesikia hizo propaganda? Yeah, so that's the session there. Na stories za jaba hapo. Na mwenye atakuwa na moderate hiyo session is none other than Steve Biko from ForumCiv. Steve Biko, where you at?
There is Steve back there.
Yeah, there is Steve over there.
In case ushindwe your moderators, ukiona Steve na itakuwa pale. That's where the second breakout session will be.
And now the third breakout session is titled Which Way Kenyans? Twende aje. Terrorists or simply misunderstood and taken for granted. So this session will be under that catering session pale with the nice Kenyan theme. Naiona hiyo tent iko pale nyuma? Hiyo tent ya kwanza hapo nyuma. And we're going to have Annette Majoni from KHRC. Annette, uko happy? Please raise your hand. Annette, give it up for Annette, y'all. And then we're going to have Mike Moshiri. Yako happy, Mike? Mike Moshiri, you remember Mike time ya Gen Z protest? Translate finance bill into Gekoyo. Sindio? Mike, we appreciate you so much. So which way Kenyans? Please follow Mike and Annette into that tent. The moderator for that session will be Joshua Moteti. Wapi Joshua? Yeah. There is Joshua over there. Give him a round of applause. Yeah, and the moderator for the first session, which will be here, is Titus Kuria. Taito. Yeah. So you decide which session you want to go. Unataka kwenda ya Prokopanta? Ni pale na kina Wafula. Unataka kukaa hapa na kina Titus? Ama pale na kina Mike Moshiri.
Nice. Wanjera, maybe to give a little bit of more information. Na kidogo tumeambiwa kumekuwa na an update. The second breakout session haitakuwa pale kwenye shade as we had earlier communicated. Itakuwa on the other side. Sasa kwenye tulikuwa tumeenda kusaviwa, alright? So, that side, session 2. Ile side ingine, session 3. Alafu, session 1 itakuwa hapa. Now, session 1 mumesikia inaitwa Amua Term. Sema Amua Term. Over the past couple of days and years, and nikisema years ni last year na this year, sawa. Over the last couple of years we've had people say half term, kuna sisi wenye tunasema one term, kuna wakusema two term, mpeleka nyumbani.
Shindwe. Two term.
So now, the session that is going to be here is going to be talking about elections and citizens participation, all right? Tuko sawa? Tumeelewa? Ndio, just in case ukose kukuja hiyo session, you have a rough idea on what they are talking about. The other session yenye tuliita Prokopanda, where Shakira is going to be, the one yenye tumeshift tukatoa pale tukaipeleka the other down there, is talking about the sort of misinformation, the sort of false information, na stories za jaba zenye zinakuanga, si ndio? Sawa sawa. All right? So that is what the session will be all about. And the third one, Which Way Kenya? Terrorists or simply misunderstood. This one that is going to be there is talking about the Kenya we want and which way we are supposed to go. As we are going to be breaking out to those sessions, tafadhali tusisahau kufanya nini? Kupiga kura. My DJ.
Tom. Wewe William Ruto. Wewe Kasongo.
Wanta.
Wewe muuaji.
Wanta.
Wewe mwizi. Wewe Kasongo.
Wanta.
Harambee.
To break out guys, to break out. Session 1 inabaki hapa, session 2 ni pale hivyo chini. Usibebe kiti, usibebe anything, there are seats down there. And session 3 itakuwa on the other side.
Wasikilize midundo Black Ninja, mwamba mgumu kichwa chake akitikise, lemba limvuke asisimke kwa mistari, enzi azikumbuke asianguke mbele askari, ndani ya jumba jeupe memzunguka kupe, kutoka kwake mnapiga nyimbo zisizo na ujumbe, mnasahau washawambia papo anaitambua, eji andaitini ya sugu anaikamua, mpeni dada wa kazi ya watunza, misingi nayofunza kama yeye alivyokuzwa, mnatumia akili gani hadharani ilieka yatimba, alafu mnazuia sisikie safi ya tiba, ongezeni sauti ajue yupo toshi kwembe, si atazopata lazima tu aipende, akaseme tena na tena waziri kafil, mbona kunipigia ngoma hizi ziko real, anaseka mama yenu mpeni kuma wekisheza mayenu mpeni kuma msio kwepe shule kongwe hata kuza makosa takumbuka funza chawa takukuza na tajiri mama yenu.
Nice. As the voting is also going on, tusisahau kuna that banner on the other side On my left hand side there is a banner down there that is written the Kenya we want. If you have not visited that banner as well, tafadhali fika hapo, si ndio? Write down the Kenya we want as we do the breakout sessions.
Chumbani kwake zinasikika kaswida utosi na piano, bubu anaimba maudhui yanayokosa ya kunyosha alipopinda. Kuna siku atawatosa shauri yenu nyema mbwiga, jui kuna mdai jasho la wananchi. Peni uthibitishwa thibitishe pleti mbishi, mfuko uliomshinda fisi kilainishi socialisti. Vita na mabeberu ataishinda kirahisi, msimnyime madini ya handakini. Amtaki mama fanye maamuzi kwa umakini, umri wako umekwenda, fikra za jenga, vumbi na kelele za singeli mnamtesa. Anaseka mama yenu, kweli ngumu, awe kucheza mayenu, kweli ngumu, msiogope shule kongwe hata kuza, makosa takumbuka, funza chawa takukuza. Anasajili mama yenu, apewe ngumu, awe kucheza mayenu, kweli ngumu, wacha mfana wa marifa ngumu, shule tajifunza, makosa takumbuka, funza chawa takukuza. Peni ngumba,
mimi rais wa kusadikika toka nchi si nyepesi kufikika. Sikutaraji cheo hiki kukishika, kama zali wananchi dhamana mlinivika. Kuongoza taifa hili si kitoto, lina wingi wa makabila, mia ni kidogo, rasilimali nyingi na lina wingi wa maskini. Sababu naiweka wazi, nisikilizeni kwa makini, niwape ukweli, mimi sikuwa na itikadi. Mlikosea kunipa hiki kijiti niwe nchaji, hamkujua dhamira yangu ni ulaji na pia kukaa pamoja na waporaji mafisadi. Da, I say, naona aibu kusema madini yalivyosombwa makontena kontena. Wanyama hai niliwauza na kupokea shehena ya madawa ya kulevya, niendelee kula nema. Da, ni mimi rais mstaafu, utawala wa
let's keep going. After you finish dropping your votes, tafadhali let's go to the different breakout sessions. Watu wangu tumebaki hapa, ninajua tunangojea the queue songe. So probably if you have not written those qualities that you want, andika kabla hujaingia the queue. Alafu tukishamaliza kupiga kura, watu wangu, let's go to the different breakout sessions tafadhali.
Uraisi kazi ngumu, si rahisi kwa ibilisi kama mimi niliyethamini uhai na furaha ya maisha yangu, hata wengi mkidai, wengi mkikrai. Mimi na Bepali tunakunywa tunafurahi, nyie hamnywi chai. Kwenye 10 mmoja wenu aliyenipinga, bunge aliyenizidi hoja nilimzima sina kinga. Pia ni chea kwenye chama la wana, ni nani hataki uhai wake hizo.
What was the main intent when you're talking about Amwatam? Ni hapa hivi. Watu wa Amwatam ni hapa. Kwa hivyo kama sisi tuko hapa kwenye this main intent, we are joining this first breakout session. We are coming to do it right here.
Najua siku za karibuni na mimi nitakufa. Lakini Kenya naogopa hata zaidi. Finger of God, bikini point. Yule 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 yule.
All right. Now, kwa sababu my DJ kidogo. My DJ, thank you so much. Watukufu wapiga kura, nina request sana. It is not a closed election na tuwa limit, lakini sasa nitawa limit time ya breakout session. So if we could go to the breakout sessions first and then you can always drop your votes ndio tumalize hii shughuli, si ndio? Na kwa sababu niko na power ya MC, nikate laini hapa. Wapi? Hapa. Hapa kwa mam, hapa kwa mam. Hapa. Hapa kwa mam. Hapa kwa mam. Hapo imeisha hapo. Kwa propaganda ni ile side ya pale chini. Main, kama wewe ni wa main ni ile side nyingine. Our ushers please nisaidie kwa hii shughuli. We will vote. We will always cast our votes. Let's just finish the breakout session. Once again, in case umesahau kwenye hizo breakout sessions ziko, Up in the main tent, we have the Amua term, where we are talking about citizens and election. On the other side, to my right, uko chini kwenye our caterers walikuwa, is where the second breakout session ya Prokopanda iko. Ile side ya juu ni where the Kenya we want. No, way forward, the Kenya way forward. Ile side ingine, the third breakout session. So tafadhali we go finish the breakout, alafu tutakuja tupige mapicha, tutakuja do all of this. Tafadhali, all right? We have very, very limited time. Once again, wapigi kura, walai, inafungia hapo. Watu wenye wanapiga kura. Let's go do the breakout sessions first. As people come back, watakuja wakipiga kura. In the next couple of minutes, we'll be beginning our breakout sessions. I know the moderators are already ready. Ninajua pia the panelists wako tayari. So guys, let us participate in these breakout sessions as quick as possible. Let's be done with this.
Wakaribia heaven, nilibend knees, nika touch heaven. Mtulivu husema sorry, zitabaki 32. Mjuaji usimpikie kidheri, itakuwa ngumu kuchiu. Mwili yake ilipata shimo ka flute. Yesu, kumpata haikuwa flute. After ile kisa Eden, ngumu kupata visa heaven. Great mathematician, alitoa one.
Maybe us to get the directions once again. Kama kuna mtu amepotea. On this main tent, we are having the first breakout session, Amua term. Kuna ile tent yenye tulienda kuchukua breakfast. Hapo ndipo the second breakout session ya Prokopanda iko. Na the other side kwenye tulikuja kukaa watu have breakfast, that is where the third breakout session is at. And the third breakout session is talking about which way Kenya. So, tafadhali,
Yeah, exponential potential. Wali to the row. Who's laughing now? Exponential potential. Wana drown kwa machozi zao, tunaogelea kwa jasho zetu. Who's laughing now? Milioni from 10 bob. Nilitoa wapi extra zeros? Jiulize mbona donati na shimo. Shingo shortcut ya mfuko. Doni legal, dish kwa rooftop. Sia DSTV ya kuomba dish distinct. Vampire vegetarian, whiteheads, 9 believers. Wanatuita high class. Soma college ya nightclub. Reserve sleep, haditamani.
Alright. Tafadhali sitaki kuona watu wenye wamesimama tu without having a breakout session. Munakani kama to belong. Now we are well belonging in this. Breakout session group number 1 ni kwanza inaanza. I can see status is very ready. And when you wanna join a breakout session number 1, it is beginning as we speak. Breakout session number 2, I know Steve is already there. And tafadhali, let us occupy and fill these spaces. Breakout session number 3 is going on.
Wazazi wale insist na story ya photosynthesis. Nani ajui udaktari si lazima uwe mrefu kwa karatasi ya dawa malizange hesabu. Okambo wana need more ink, more pages, jina zifit kwa list. Si exaggerate kakufunika pancha na bandage. Ndova yezi hata ngumi ya mosquito, misimu important. Bila mimi mama mboga hata ana customer. Ngumu kwangu kizungu fluent, but huwezi command umati na influence. Wali to the row.
Hey.
Who's laughing now?
Hapa mpaka tuko na Gen Alpha. Welcome to the conversation. We are discussing your future. So
once again, it is important to understand what we are doing. Group tent number 1, Amua term. The breakout session has begun. Prokopanda uko chini washaanza. So please, kindly, if you have not joined any breakout session, make your way as quickly as possible to whichever breakout session you're comfortable with. Wapigi kura, tutamaliza kupiga kura immediately our breakout sessions are done.
Thanks.
So yeah.
Can I have another microphone also? Ulinipea mic. I have two variable panelists. I will start with our Gen Z, Charlotte Kibet. I will just introduce her as a social media enthusiast and commentator on social issues. But we will allow her the opportunity to actually tell us who she is. And I will add another twist. How did you find yourself or how did you get to become a social media enthusiast and a commentator on social issues? What inspired you? So that's one of the panelists. My second panelist will be Dr. Anthony Manyara na ako na HSC. HSC, how many know what HSC stands for? Heart? Head of State Commendation. So ako na HSC hapo mwisho. He's a visionary leader and founder of the Youth Advocacy Africa organization. So I will allow them to tell us a little bit who they are, but most importantly, why did you found, for example, the Youth Advocacy Africa? You're a visionary leader. What's your vision? In 5 minutes at most, or even how many minutes? 3? 5 is good. Fantastic. Tuanze na HSC ama tuanze na commentator? Aya.
Okay. Should I stand up? Okay, great. Makofi yangu nikisimama. Thank you. No, I'm joking. But my name is Charlotte Kibet, as everyone has heard. I am not a social media commentator. I just speak facts. And number 2 is I do run an organization called the Big Talk, which is a civic education movement that seeks to educate, create awareness, and simplification of bills, either from the House of the Senate or the National Assembly. Now, if I may ask a question, ukionanga bill from the Senate or National Assembly, nani inambamba sana hapa? Okay, in short, sina boingi. Sindio? Unaona thou, they shall, you, all of those names. And now I decided, because it might be easier for me to understand, how can I be able to make it accessible and reachable to other people? And that's now where the Big Talk was founded. Now let me give a brief history as I talk really quick. Number 1, to this day, I do not know how to ride a bicycle. Why? Because as people were practicing riding bicycles when they were young, I was watching parliamentary proceedings, right? I was a weird kid. At 10, 11, mbele ya TV, huyo ilikuwa mimi. Is there any other weird child as me? Thank you. No? Okay, sawa. Ni sawa tu. But I was a weird child, literally, just watching news. And that was such a good thing, but also a bad thing. Again, and number 2, I thought political analysts, they had to wear glasses and they had to be a bit overweight. I thought that was a definition, wale political analysts wamevaa suti, wamengara, wamefanya vitu kama hizo. And we can all agree, for a very long time as Kenyans, we thought for you to be in politics, you have to be, ukae ule mse, si ndio? Utafute suti imengara, viatu unakaa vizuri, uonekane TV. And that was the definition of it. But I didn't know that there were actually women or young people who are interested in these things until I entered into these things. Now, how I came into this part last year, 2024. Nani anakumbuka the presidential term limit that Senator Cherage wanted to akiweka? Nani anakumbuka hiyo? Mkono juu, interactive session. Unismailie man, sionangi mbali. Thank you. Now, during that time, Senator Cherage introduced a bill, the term limit of this country from 5 years to how many years? Makofi. Mpigieni makofi. And also he wanted to introduce an office of the thank you, Daktari, office of the Prime Minister into this country. Now, there is a thing that I say to my mother. I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. And I told my mom, the only day you will see me getting arrested if in this country they will ever want to increase term limits in this country. Hiyo ndio siku mtaniweka kwa karandinga kwa Kiswahili, hiyo gari ya polisi. This term limit me and cut the car. I was just like, no, this can't be a ball, this can't happen. And I harnessed over 500,000 Kenyans in this country to sign the template to send it to the clerk of the Senate. Now guys, I'm just a humble servant. I'm just a humble servant. But in short is, for me, I lead with the heart of Jesus Christ, which is servant leadership. I don't care if my name is remembered. I genuinely don't care. I don't care if Charlotte Kibet will ever be remembered. I only care to be able to make this country to I came in and makofi zenyu nilifika Senate on that day, and we crashed that email. They gave me another email for Kenyans to bring about. We crashed that one again. So nikafika tu hapo niko like, okay Charlotte, what do we do with you then? So mjipigeni makofi for being good public participants of this country. Na Mungu abariki sana, na Mungu abariki Kenya. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We cannot how many of us sent emails? I didn't know who was behind but how many of us sent emails? Tulisema atutawa judge na DJ kama ako karibu. Theme song ya hii group ni situ judge. So ukipata mahali utatuwekea. How many sent emails? Fantastic. Thank you very much for sawa. Thank you very much. Gen Z comes back. Let's hear from Daktari.
I was just listening to what she has said, and it's very easy to say that more than even people who go to church wanasema wameokoka. I think activists really deserve to go to heaven, si ndio? Ama? Yeah, kabisa. Wacha kwanza nianze na kujitambulisha. My name is Anthony Manyara. I have so many hats. I will begin by saying, first of all, run an NGO called World Advocacy Africa, which has made me come here today. We deal with matters governance. We do all those things to do with petitions, matters human rights, also alleviation of poverty. Mimi nimekuwa mwenyekiti wa wanafunzi wote Kenya mzima for a very long time. I think kuna hapa kwa hiyo umesikia jina yangu kwenye TV or radio this. Umesikia sio? I've also been the president of SANU, the University of Nairobi. I think I succeeded the now member of parliament Babu Wine in the year 2018-2019 thereabouts. I'm an architect by profession. Kimefanya we think about how to involve ourselves in matters, governance, elections and so forth, is because they affect our lives directly. Si ni kweli? Mimi nimeona zile mashinda ambazo wanafunzi wanapitia, even in the universities. When a friend here was saying that anaogopa kushikwa, me have been arrested several times. When Raila was alive, Raila Odinga the late, ambaye tulikuwa tunamwita baba, si ndio? When he was alive, I formed something called Movement for the Defense of Democracy. Tulikuwa tunavaa zile nguo za polisi, you know? And I remember there is a time we did a press conference just a house in town, and all of a sudden, hata before tuanze kutoa statement, we were arrested tukapelekwa Central Police Station. And I remember that time white man from Raila making a call, wasema ya kwamba how watu wanatiliwa, we were supposed to be taken to court with charges of treason. And I remember it's because of the courage these young people had. We were a consortium of very many leaders, and I remember those times, ni zile time about tulikuwa tunaongea about high cost of living, we were talking about injustice, we were talking about suppression of voices, a plethora of issues which all of us Kenyans face. So we stood up fiercely na tukasema ya kwamba we will not wait, we will not stand, hatuta inama wengine wakisimama. Now I know very well
faced a lot of problems in this society. The hoi polloi, now it's not just the hoi polloi, it is the children of the hoi polloi. These are comrades. Watu ambao wanainama, they fry rats, they kill bats, they hunt bats, literally. And these are the people you're expecting them to come out and vote. Wewe nikuulize, what will you prioritize? The prioritize njaa ama kupigia kiongozi fulani kura? So there are so many issues, issues that we will discuss as we go forward, but we would like to see how we can champion activism. How can you manage to inspire or to change the mindset of a person from a person who is already suffering to think about the future of the country, because you have to think about yourself first before you think about all the other people, in unison. Thank you. Auntie, we can appreciate you better, and I think this sets the stage for the conversation that we'll be having. Of course, we will have a set of questions that will be led to our two panelists, but I think the larger part of the conversation will be for you guys. So why do I have a seat? I know this is not very inclusive, but anyone who wants to say something will occupy the seat. So when we get to the question and answer session, so you'll take this seat, ask your question, and then I think it will take around, and then those that will be want to say something, you will tap that person, and then you can take up the space. So before I get to my set of questions, nani yako na swali about elections and public participation? We said we want to make this an inclusive, active, fun, no judgment conversation, right? All right. Just let me start with, I think it was loud and we'll continue. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Dennis. We were arrested together within that day. I lead a caucus group of youths with disability in this country and now across East Africa. So my question is, because how inclusive are elections in this country? Because in Maloma, where I was in Observer, majority of the persons with disability left the polling stations and didn't vote because of the kind of violence that was mad in those polling stations. So how inclusive is that the electoral process? As we discuss, I think we are having two expertise here. What do you think about it? What can we say about it? Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate it as he takes his seat.
Okay, thank you. I'm Wanjiko Michelle, representing Bunge Mashinani. So my question is on public participation. And I still wonder why till date we're still struggling with disseminating public participation to our smallest units, because we have allocations, and every time we look at our budget allocation and every time the ADP, CDP, we always see that the public participation iko na allocation yake, sindio? And we have also gone to the public participation forums where when we came up with the bill, the policy here, we said that it should be an independent institution, just like the IEBC, but we're still struggling with that. We cannot see transparency in the public participation. The public participation has been politicized, either that once they want something, the governor will convene his or her people, when they pale, they pass their agenda, and it will be like what it was said, it was done, you see, for formality. So I'm asking, every time public participation, it is a constitutional right under Article 10, but why is it that it's not disseminated to the village level? Why is it that my grandmother is still struggling to go to a public participation at a sub-county level? And then the other thing I want to challenge is that when it comes to the election part, yeah, we are saying, we as the people, that we trust the IEBC, but we don't trust the process and the procedure that is happening. The recent scenario that happened during the by-election, it is a clear thing that the process is opaque, the procedures are not followed, and as much as we have the commission, we don't trust the process and procedure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate it. And I think we are in sync, because the first question and the Charlene is related to because it focuses from reach to action. As I mentioned earlier, there are quite a number of topical things that are happening in this country, and people are being reached by them. But when it comes to public participation, as she has ably put it, no one seems to do that. So your content reaches thousands of people. What are some of the formats that you can inspire the participants of this panel that at the end will have a specific offline action, and for them to attend forums, for them to submit memorandums like what you just alluded to before, or just even verifying some information, the processes that you're talking about, to convert the views into, or the viewers into doers?
Yeah, I think, okay, that's a good question. Great. Makofi yake kwanza, first of all. Quick question. Who here has attended a public participation? Ish, Makofi, man, Makofi. Where did you attend it? Which county? Kiambu County. What was the bill? What was being discussed? Finance bill. So this was last year. Okay, so last year. Who has attended a public participation this year? Okay, what was it on?
The annual development plan.
Where?
Kiambu County.
Kiambu County. Now, why I'm asking that is, now, you might hate me for saying this for a bit. I have usually a slogan in my life that I say, if I cannot bring a solution, then I don't need to complain about it mara mingi. Now, number 2 is this. Public participation in this country. Last year, there was actually a call from the Office of the Attorney General to attend the public participation bill last year. Hapa to KICC. And guess what, guys? It was free. Tumepewa breakfast, tumepewa lunch, tumepewa kila kitu, tumekula, tumefanya hizo vitu zote. And the Attorney General himself and the Solicitor General, herself, and the Solicitor General himself were present. And they were asking, where are the people? Because guess what, I was in that room, and the people who are only there were big organizations. Peke yake. And he was asking, where are the individuals? Where are they? So now, I am not blaming the government, but I'm also saying accountability starts with us as well. When they ask for public participation in this country and you are not coming to that public participation, and then there is a bill that is coming mbele, who do we blame? Somehow ourselves, sindio? I am not saying public participation in this country is fluently okay. It really isn't. Kuna siku unafika hapo kama finance bill, sindio? And then mtu anakuambia hapana, tumewasikia lakini tutaendelea nenye mko mnasema. Number 2 is this. How many of us follow the National Assembly on social media or any place wanapeananga public participation updates? Anyone? Yeah, the social media, just to update. Kama venye ulisema ulienda Kiambu, na ukienda Kiambu, where did you find that information? Exactly. Where did you find the information? Website, sindio? So even when we ask public participation now, honestly, it is on their website of where you will know which county. Now, I think that I have an issue sometimes with public participation. They can say there's public participation in Turkana, Samburu, somewhere, and they all put it in one county. And you're wondering, mtu wa Turkana ataendaje Samburu ama ende Marsabit? Now that doesn't make sense to me. Now these are the things that I aired to the Office of the Attorney General last year. What I'm trying to say is, guys, as much as we want accountability and we want process for this country, it also starts with us. If you want to actually bring change in this country, we also have to say that we also want to be in these spaces of going to public participation. If there is a need that needs to be corrected within public participation, then we have to air it out. So I just wanted to ask on how many people follow social media pages to understand who they are. But there is such a long way that public participation in this country can be fixed in this country. Yeah. Sorry.
Right, I'll ask you to hold on to that, the thought. Just hold on that thought before you respond. Ma'am, dakika moja tu, so that we set the tone, ama tuweke mikakati. Ya kwanza, we have asked a very good question here on. So he's left. Okay. Okay. How inclusive are our processes, not just elections, sort of elections. So one of the limitations is how we view the processes without looking at the people that you talked about. How is the organization working towards level inclusivity? And my specific question is, what she has addressed, including the questions of where are the people, are sometimes systemic challenges, institutional fixes that we need to have. Asking the county government of over to organize forums where people can reach them. So my question is, if participation is just compliance heavy, what concrete standards should be adopted to ensure that they are inclusive and that people are actually able to participate in those forums?
First of all, thank you so much. I think all of us can agree that most of these public participation forums, which most of them are either devolved or centralized, because there are those that happen in our cities like Nairobi, and there are those who are, which are the hinterlands, like where we come from, Ukoko villages, especially in our counties. But we have to ask ourselves, what hinders us from being involved? First of all, we will look at kuna wale watu ambao wanangoja kuwa mobilized. You have heard that there was an event which everything was paid up for, like chakula, and tea, and people failed to come. But I know very well, very many people, especially kuna wale wenye wako na njaa, mna expect wakuje. Hawa wako na njaa, they will expect you to mobilize them using papers or some money, some cash. Now, if that is the spirit of public participation, then you realize that even people themselves, they will lose the meaning of participating in these kind of things, like maybe elections, because I believe in Kenya currently, civil societies or civil groups do a better job than even the government in terms of public participation. Because they know very well, ukienda pale, you will embrace people, you will do this and that. Because I feel like nowadays, people are more comfortable staying in their homes than going to listen to some things. People are a little bit enlightened. So one of the key solutions is either a civil group or the government, they must understand that people nowadays, for their time and to listen, even though it's for their own benefit, you need to reimburse them. You need to somehow cater for their transport. Someone cannot walk, cannot come like 50 kilometers, cannot walk 50 kilometers and come listen to you. Lazima achukue bonda bonda, lazima apande gari, matatu, ndio afike pale asikize, and so forth. As I finalize, I would like also to say, there is also our problem that ourselves have. Kuna wale watu ambao wana struggle sana, ambao you will expect them to come there. And there are those people also who are comfortable. Remember, in this setting of life, there is what I call quadrifecta paradox, a four-step fallacy. Kuna wale watu ambao it's like one wife, 2 children, 3-bedroom house, and 4-wheeled car. Whereby you're too comfortable with life, you are focused so much on possessions than purpose. So my feeling is that this kind of group has been an impediment to one's progress, not just in Kenya, even across the world. If you do statistics, you realize these are the kind of people, even when you want to do public participation, even when you want to advance matters, elections, they are too comfortable not to participate because they feel wow walifika. And those are the kind of people that wakati wa elections, they don't participate at all. These are the people we are saying they are subject to voter apathy, because wanasema hata tukipiga kura viongozi ni wale wale. You're just replacing one monkey with a baboon, and the forest is still the same. So anyway, thank you. Tutaongea zaidi.
Thank you very much. I feel harassed, but I think the people will protect me. So thank you very much for that guide. Absolutely. And I'm handing the mic to you, but I would also want you to help me answer one question that is related to this question. Do you have a KRA pin?
I have it. Okay. Public participation, it is still a problem in Kenya. Kwa nini nasema hivyo? Mimi naishi Kawangware Muslim Village. Hata jana walikuwa na public participation na mimi sikujua, na nyumba yangu na hapo ni just meters. Most of the times wanaweka kama siasa somehow, because people don't understand what is public participation. If they started from a higher note, they would have taught the community that wale wako chini. Kwa maana sisi ndio tunajua the 5 service delivery in the community, ambaye ni maji. Kama tuongee, wewe uko kwa ofisi, utajua, utakuta mwanamke ameleta maji, utajua alisafa how long ndiye alete hiyo maji hapo. Lakini mimi ambaye nakaa kwa mlango, najua hii maji inachukua time, barabara inachukua time, hospitali ni mbaya, kuna dawa, vitu jingi sana, hata shule watoto watoseki, wale walemavu kwa nini wajengea kitu kama hii? Mimi ndio naona naenda kila siku. So they started from a higher note. Wangeweka chini kwa wananchi, sisi ndio wananchi huko chini, ndio tujue public participation inafanya kazi. Because public participation akona sijui 4 circles. Utaambia mama ya kijiji circles hizo, she doesn't understand. That's why they don't. Hata hiyo unasema ulikuwa KICC, mimi singekuja huko na sijui KICC. Mimi sina hiyo simu ya touch. Kama unasema communication inaua public participation, hiyo ni number 1. Wahusishe watu public participation. What I mean, kama unapereka uporeke. Ways of communication, we have media. Ukiongea kwa, hata sisi Kawangware tuko na radio mtaani. Ukienda useme next week at such a time utakuwa na public participation. Kila mahali iko na radio, wataongea. Wengine you can go as far as kuweka kwa TV, mwananchi aone ndiye akuje kwa hiyo public participation. Mimi nimekuwa na watu wa city council ambaye ni wale waliandikwa juzi kufanya public participation. Ngoja tu, na I want to say what I know. Hawa mama na wababa, hata last week tulikuwa na hawa na watu wa katiba, tulikutana na hawa last week, walikubali kweli communication imeua. We have the billboards. Are they for city council ama ni yetu? Kwa nini wasiweke huko? Sasa kama mtu ajui atakuja kufanya nini? Wanarogota vijana atuwakuje kwa public participation. When they come there, they talk about football, mahali ya kupiga mpira tu. Lakini mimi, I'll talk about a small scale trader. Mimi nataka barabara zuri, ndio mkokoteni isinichaji pesa nyingi. Unaelewa? Mimi nataka shule ya watoto wadogo. Saa ile mimi ni mama fua. Nataka shule imejengwa na mahali watoto wadogo wanaweza kukaa. Nikienda kasi, niko na confidence mtoto yangu nimewacha pale, hata kama nalipa kitu kidogo. Hakuna vitu nyingi ambaye tunataka. Ni time unanikata, lakini ningekuambia kinaga ubaga. At the same time, tunataka wamama wananyamasanga, wananyonyesha watoto wakisimama kwa barabara. If you go to public participation, you can write and you advocate for that and you get. Kenya, what you want, jitume. Ukikaa kwa mlango huwezi. But watu wengi wanakaa because hawajui the information. Sasa kama ujui information is power. Kama mnatudeny information, how would we do?
Sala. Viva comrades, viva. Viva comrades, viva. Communication is a problem. Sawa sawa. Hiyo kwanza tukubaliane, because one of the key things we are getting out of here is a memorandum that speaks to the Kenya that we want. So if you are a representative of government na umekaa hapa, one of the things you should hear from the citizens is that communication is enda kwa radio, tumia community radio. Some of the organizations here run community radio. Before I come to you mzee, allow me, because this gentleman alikuwa ameinua mkono, kwanza tusikie maoni yake, na ningeomba kwa sababu niliwaambia I already feel harassed. Si unaona? The agents wametumwa. Sasa amenipatia karatasi. Alinipatia karatasi imeandikwa minutes, but wacha tusikie from this guy, then we will come to you mzee.
Where I had my friend say where we had one email where we sent so many people, but the question is, why does we want to go and air our views? Do we have a certain threshold where our views should be captured? Together email ya kwanza ikajaa ya pili, and still they would not capture what Kenyans say, that we don't want that term limit. And I know most of public participation that we normally attend are very cosmetic. They don't follow the principles where you should do proper communication, as what our mom is saying, that they should advertise to local media station, they should do a 14 days prior, they should check information prior. Tunapatanga young people mobilized, mheshimiwa hapo kwani kama ni MCA anataka kuja kuambia maendeleo yamekuwa kifanya, na alafu nakuwa muda kidogo wa kusema yenye mnataka. Lakini maoni ya watu wengi kama most of us in Kiambu, Kirubunge mashinani, we try and mobilize and organize ourselves. But we find our views are not captured. As many as we could have submitted, as how organized we are, you find there is no that threshold that wananchi wa hii eneo walisema about 80% of them tulisema sisi tunataka nguruwe. Lakini governor na yeye kuna anatushujua kena. That is what is happening. You find serious audience and young people have attended. They say this we want this, but the governor akona issue yake. So we would need the spirit of public participation, and who brings that should come with clean hands, where Kenyans' views should be captured.
Thank you very much. I want us to take a breather. Kwanza tupumue. Breathe in. Goja, sijasema out. Breathe in. Out. Vile nasikia hii conversation ikiendelea, kama tunaenda tukiongezea tempo. But I want to invite your attention, and especially on that matter, because I feel that's something that is coming up. First of all, communication. Ya pili, on what is the threshold of what constitutes meaningful public participation. The Constitutional Court pronounced itself on what is meaningful public participation, I think on several occasions. There was the case, I think, of BAT versus somebody, but a quick scan just gives me several, must be meaningful, not illusion of public participation. One, substantive, not procedural. What does that mean? In the case against Communications Commission of Kenya versus Rural Media and 5 others, in 2014, it says participation is binding constitutional principle demanding qualitative depth. Hiyo hii mambo ya kuletewa karatasi. Hiyo asubuhi. Na sasa hiyo pages ni ngapi? 300 pages. Ya pili, that it should be a genuine engagement, not just a tick the box. Ya pili ikasema consequences of insufficient participation, nullification. We have quite a number of, I think Kiambu is an example of a bill that was nullified because of lack of public participation. So what am I trying to say? That there are opportunities for us to actually follow the process. Lakini kama vile mama amesema, and yourself and I think someone else, kwanza tujitume. Ndio. Hiyo ni kitu ya kwanza. Ya pili, to understand what is the process. Kama gavana nyinyi mlisema mnaruwe yeye ameleta kuku, then you have the right to petition that. Mzee, quickly before we go back to our panel, and then we will do one final Sasa, there was one goon, now I have seen another one that has been sent. Ako hapa nyuma pia ananionyesha. So mzee, make it fadhali.
CIPK Nairobi. Anaishi tu Nairobi Kayole. Shida ya kwanza ni leaders. Sisi tunachagua kabila, lazima tuchague leaders. Sababu hii chama yote wewe naona ni ya wenyewe. Na wenyewe ni kabila. GNC wanakufa saa ile bili imepitishwa na bunge wa chama, wanachama. Mpaka saa hii tunaendelea tu kuwashangilia. Hatujachagua leader. Public tunafanya, lakini vile kulipitisha wadosi wamebadilisha. Tunaitwa corruption. Na tume inasimamia corruption. Ile ni kipindi sio kupigana corruption. Vitu za wananchi kinakuwa kiugumu. Nasema mtu akipata kiti anaapa Bible ama Quran. Wakati anaweka tu Bible ama Quran chini, ameenda akafanya kwa hivyo sisi wa Kenya tunafaa kuamuka, si kuamuka na ukabila. Shida yetu saa hii wameanza kukuja kijiji. MP yako ukichagua akienda utamuona, unaona pia. Mungu atusaidie. Tunasema tu one time Kasongo. Tuanze na MCA, MP. Tukimele pressure inapanda. Sasa sisi kupenda katano umalize. Incentive. We had issues of people seeking incentives, and I think it came from Daktari here, that people are looking at how can I be incentivized to participate in a public participation process. 70% of our population is youth. How do we incentivize youth beyond the traditional token? Right? Watu wanalipwa wakuje wa shauku. Na mama ametuambia ati wanaenda kufikisha maneno ya mpira. Arsenal na Man U.
Yeah.
Wacha tusikie kama Gen Z wanajua hiyo process na Shale.
Ajifunza. kabisa kabisa ba kabisa.
Asante babu, acha tusikie kwa Gen Z. Sawa sawa.
Yes, thank you. Makofi yake jamani, ametu educate. Mimi tu nitarudie yenye amesema kusema ukweli. Quick question guys, what are the requirements of public participation in this country? What are the requirements? Thank you. Just to be a Kenyan? Finish? A Kenyan citizen. Hakuna kitu ingine. You just have to be a Kenyan citizen to be able to actually be in a position to be in a public participation process. So, number one, mwona hiyo, just to be a Kenyan citizen. Number two, what I'll say is this, kama venye mama amesema, ni kujituma. Venye umesema, ona venye politicians wanajialign na kutafuta a few young people to push something. Mbona si tusifanye hivyo? Na najua labda hatuna hiyo pesa yao. Ni ukweli. Mimi sina 10,000, 20,000 to give to people to come for public participation. But if you want to really meet them at their point of need, we have to actually mobilize and say we want to do something about it. I know mmesikia hiyo mara mingi, but imagine that's the only way, kujituma. As I've said again, the public participation bill that was being drafted by the Office of the Attorney General, wase walikuwa hapo, ni maorganization kubwa tu. Nani anakuja representative wa mama hapa? And all those things that you have said, I said not everyone is using social media. Sijui kama mwana public participation, sebe kama ni ya Saturday, wataweka Friday, wa announce. Na huko sasa unatakaje niende hiyo na nilikuwa na plan zangu? Ama vitu kama hizo. All of these things, I put them before the Office of the Attorney General. So what I'm saying, it can't be me alone, guys. Si ni ukweli? Mimi peke yangu sisionekana hapo niseme watanizoea sana. Watasema huyu msichana ametusumbua sana. The last and final one, mimi nasemanga confidence gets everywhere. And in my mantra, there is nothing embarrassing unless you give it authority. So, unaona clerk of the Senate, hapa. Unaona hapa, inaitwa nini? Just next to it, it's called Protection House. You can walk there anytime. Anytime, I promise. Polisi wanakaa intimidating na maguns hivi na nini. Mwambie tu, by the officer, nataka niingie hapo clerk of the Senate, nipeane barua. I promise utakubaliwa. Mimi nilikuwa naingianga National Assembly, napatana na Kalwale, tunapitana hivi. Na wanashanga, huyu msichana mdogo ni nani? Hata mimi najua mimi ni mtoto wa Mungu tu na nimeletwa hapo. Mimi si mtoto wa watu wengine. So as I've said again, confidence na tujitume. I promise you, there's nothing being scared of that will enter you. Haitakuingiza kwa rooms yoyote. Ingia clerk of the Senate, sema mimi niko na hii bill. Me, I want to petition this. Me, I want to do this. And if you want help with introducing a bill, either into the Senate or National Assembly, see me aside. Because public people, we can actually bring bills to the table, if you guys don't know. Unasema me, I want a bill. Actually, I'm introducing a bill that, okay, for the women here, sexual harassment. Ukipitanga tao, kushikwa hivi. Nani anapenda hiyo? Na wanaume wako hapa wajue hiyo. Sexual harassment si rape peke yake. Ni pia hiyo kusema, hey, size yako saa ngapi? What is that? I am not a cat. I am a child of God. So that is one of the bills that I'm introducing. And I'm using one senator. So if you have those things... Anyway, sitaki kuendelea, but you have the confidence and you have the power to actually make decisions in this country. Usidanganywe ukae kwa nyumba sina sauti. Sawa sawa?
Appreciate her for that. Confidence will take you places. Sindio? That's one. Kujituma. Sasa, my friend, as we conclude, yes, I will give you an opportunity. Kidogo tu, tusikie kutoka kwa daktari hapa. Actions. We have heard all these things. What actions can people take immediately after this? Ah, nice.
Hii kitabu inaongea about someone who is going beyond all obstacles to achieve what you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah? The one I have here it goes for 5K, 5K. And then there's another
Not.
4K which goes for 2.5. Bado niko nazo pale kwa gari. But I will give you this for free for showing
Asante.
So anyway, what I was just replying to what we were discussing about what we can do to ensure that we enhance public participation. And what I believe first of all is to see how we can change policy in government to make it mandatory. If there is all these state agencies, if we have all these government parastatals, any government entity, they should be able to mainstream public participation in a way that is friendly to the masses. Friendly means that you're supposed to pay for transport for people to reach at the venue to ensure that people are well motivated to come and listen to you. Because I believe that si mambo ya kubribe mtu. Kwa sababu pia sio hapa ilani na utakula ama kweli unaweza sikia ukiwa njaa kweli. So in my opinion and what I've always advocated for, because I've seen comrades working Nama, I've left the universities for the longest time now, longer than Babu. I know very well the problems that people face. Public participation, kuna hiyo kujituma, unajipeleka pale mwile. Even before leo tunaenda kufunzwa about governance, yes, but how is governance related to my clan, where the wazee nini hii mambo inani-involve aje? Haya kwa if we are going to do public participation for the presidential elections, how is the president affecting me directly from top there? And by the way, have you realized that this is the only time. Wacha nimalizie kabisa. This is the only time umerealize hii ndio the only time ambayo Wakenya wamefuatilia mambo ya presidency than any other time before. Ameenda Uganda, ametumia pesa ngapi? From the bottom to the top. And that is what matters, and that is what we are talking about. Anyway, thank you, Tonge Bandai.
Asante sana. Let's appreciate our panelists. I know we would have loved to continue with the conversation, but they don't stop here. I think we need to come up with the action from be formed by a 2-page manifesto or memorandum. So to finish our session, naomba tusimame tafadhali. DJ
Mtajipikia makofi ndio venye mmekuwa na session nzuri. Na kumaliza wa kwanza.
DJ kuja utuonyeshe kuanguka nayo kama
haya. Oya, tunaanguka nayo hizi side na ni nyinyi mnatuweka. Alright? So tafadhali breakout session ya Prokopada na breakout session ya which way next. We are anchoring with here and you better join us. Tafadhali. Alafu pia kama haujapiga kura, this is the time where we are picking kura as we anguka nayo here. Au sio? Alright. Digestion na joke very ready. Unakuingia hapa quite soon. BMVs wangu kujeni tufanye hiki tu. Kuja beach. Kabili tufanye hiki tu. Kujeni tuvili hii stage. Kidogo tu. Alafu DJ weke hiyo duma sasa. Alright, once again, kabla my DMVs come here, breakout session group 2 ya Prokopada na breakout session 3 ya which way next. You are invited here. We
tuliza pesa alafu one lege anguka na one lege anguka na.
Alright.
Anguka na.
Yeah.
Everybody please come into the
Tafadhali, we are waiting on you guys.
The more you delay your lunch.
Eh.
So it's really upon you.
And breakout session 3 ni nyinyi tunangoja. We've been waiting on you guys. I can see still there are people who are voting down there. Tafadhali, let the voting session continue.
Hapo sasa.
Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Select a cheza doba once from the top. Don't show my bed, don't show my bed, don't show my bed.
Hello. Tafadhali, the ushers and the security team out there. Mtusaidie watu waingie ndani tafadhali.
Baadaye music is to bring you inside. Na kuna mtu amepoteza katululu. Kama umepoteza katululu, niko nayo hapa.
Ni magrami tundo tunangoja. Dojo mabe kwa mdomo ni kube. Na doba Johnny Mwaki ukipenda email. Napendwa na mapen na wote Johnny Ten. Nikikusalimia unanijibu tu maber.
Alright.
Napenda vile magala wamekuja wamebeba.
Everybody can you
My
please
DJ, my
come
DJ.
in?
My security team and my ushering team who are helping me get the volunteers and the participants back into the tent. Nashukuru. Poleni sana. Wapigi kura, tafadhali. Piga kura, usikae ku protect kura. Hiyo IBC iko credible, tunaiaminia. So just have your seat after you're done with your voting. As well, wenye pia wako kwa the Kenya We Want banner, tafadhali ukimaliza turudi hapa ndani, si ndio? I'm about to call on stage somebody very special, a very important artist. Na kama hatuyuko hapa ndani bana kidogo tunachoma. Once again, I repeat, my IBC down there to my right, voting is still going on. Kama hauko umepiga kura ule wakati tulikuwa tunaenda breakout sessions, right now unaweza enda na udrop kura yako hapo. Secondly, kama bado hujafika kwa ile bana ya the Kenya We Want, fika hapo, fanya maneno yako. Ukimaliza turudi kwa tent. Yeah. Now, Wanjera, ndio hao watu wa settle down. Ninataka kumkaribisha mtu anaitwa Mdaijasho.
Pleti.
Unaona hata amejasikia kenye nimesema.
Guys. Are you listening to this? Sasa si we had that awesome artist from Tanzania. Mnamkumbuka yule? Vitali Maembe. Alisema vipi? Hatufanyi nini? Nani anakuja na nini, hatuogopi. Wakuje na mabomu ya kutoa machozi, hatufanyi nini?
Hatuogopi.
Wakuje na hiyo Kiswahili yao ni ngumu.
Gavana Wanene, please get into the tent. Now,
Now I would like to introduce another amazing artist from Tanzania.
Wanjera, imagine Mr. hii kumintroduce kama bado kuna kelele, especially hii side ya IBC.
IBC. Tunataka mmalize hiyo
Wapigi
process.
kura.
Eh.
Wapigi kura. Ukipiga kura usikae kulinda kura yako, enda nyumbani. Hii IBC yetu ni credible, Mishwafula. Hii ni legit.
Sio ile ingine.
Now, also as well, kabla sijamintroduce Mdaijasho, Wanjera, uniruhusu ni recognize some of the incredible partners to ForumCiv that are also in the building.
Yes, very important.
We have Badili Africa who are down there. Nimepatana na wao.
Shout
out to Badili Africa tafadhali. Doing an incredible job.
Yes.
Amazing. Next to them, wako na the Youth Cafe who are there. A big shout out to the Youth Cafe tafadhali.
Woo!
Nice. Pia kuna partners wa ForumCiv wengine wanaitwa PPDP, Public Private Development Partnerships. Makofi tafadhali. We have members of the Kenya Law. Their tent is down there. Makofi tafadhali. Makofi kwa the lawyers in the building. Tusikwe wachoyo kwa makofi. Nice. Now, ngojea. Hold on. Hold on, cool down. Now, next to the Kenya Law pale hivyo chini kuna some incredible people wenye wanafanya maneno yao, wanaitwa Power 254 Radio. Tafadhali makofi to them. Next to Power 254 we have the Thomas Reuters Foundation down there. Huge round of applause tafadhali. Next to them we have the Legal Sister, wako pale kwenye kona. Makofi tafadhali. Now, we also have some very incredible and interesting group. Wanajiita KPAT, wako pale kwenye kona. Makofi for KPAT. Now, the main reason kwanza nime make sure niseme they are very interesting is because they are doing something that is unique. They are offering counseling of any type, including ile counseling yenye tunataka kuona leaders wakipewa, si ndio? So if you have some time, tafadhali, make sure you visit their tent down there. Any other organization yenye sija recognize? FIDA. FIDA is here. Tafadhali makofi kwao.
FIDA Kenya.
Now, yes. Kuna now the real IEBC, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission of Kenya is there. These people have been here because of one mandate and one mandate only. Kama kuna watu kati yetu wenye hawana kura, tafadhali waone, si ndio? Si ndio? Nice. Their office, their tent is right, that one, that is opposite the artists who are painting down there. Wapigiwe makofi tafadhali. Last but not least, the people who are filling most of these crowds, Bunge Mashinani Initiative in the building. Makofi tafadhali.
Yeah, give it up for yourself.
Hawa watu ni watu wa ngori. Now, si tunaweza ita mdai jasho sasa.
Ndio. Let me introduce Pleti. Pleti mdai jasho. Pleti nilipatana na yeye kwenye shule ya wanaharakati kule South Africa.
Kiswahili, Jesus.
And he was a very interesting artist kwa sababu alikuwa peasant, mkulima ambaye ameamua kufanya art kuzungumzia struggles za wakulima, struggles za young people in Tanzania, in Africa, na ako na hiyo lens. Na unasikia vile anajiita mdai jasho. Anadai jasho yake kama mfanyakazi, kama mkulima ambaye yuko shambani kila siku analima lakini anakandamizwa. Sasa anasema mimi kutumia art yangu nitafanya nini? Nitaidai jasho yangu. Now please give it up for my friend Dai Jasho.
Makofi tafadhali wewe.
Oi. Afrika moja.
Afrika huru.
Afrika huru.
Afrika ya kijamaa.
Hapana ya kijamaa bwana. Afrika moja.
Afrika huru.
Afrika huru.
Afrika ya kijamaa.
Mbona sauti naisikia yako tu, huku sisikii sauti, au mna njaa sana?
Hapana. La hasha.
Nikisema demo mnasema crass. Demo.
Crass.
Demo.
Crass.
Nikisema hip mnasema hop. Hip.
Hop.
Hip.
Hop.
Sisikii sauti. Sipati vibe, unajua? When I say hip, you say hop. Hip.
Hop.
Hip.
Hop.
Nikisema mdai mnasema jasho. Mdai. Mdai. When I say mdai, you say jasho. Mdai. Mdai. Nani ajui? Oi DJ, nani ajui? Tunataka tujue nani ajui katika wote hapa tuliopo. Yeah. Nani ajui? Nani ajui?
hajui. Nyerere alitaka kupinduliwa mara 3 na watu waliowapigania wapate uhuru wa kushukuru walipania kumng'oa magogoni kujumu aliwabania. Mnajua hakuna siyejua kilichoua viwanda vyetu vilivyokuwa ndo vinakuwa. Ubinafsishaji uligeuzwa utaifishaji wa mali za umma wakawapatia wababaishaji. Nani hajui msema kweli Afrika dui siasa na lazimu usiku seme asubuhi dafu ufui bila unafikia wateui sio mwiko tena fitna. Nani hajui kilichomuua? Najua mnajua, najua mnajua. Nani hajui? Sikia, mnajua CCM ina wenyewe sio sisi makabwela. Mnielewe, kikundi cha watu fulani kinachopromote ujinga. Yani nashangaa kwa nini watu wanawapinga. Wasema kweli kama sisi tunaonewa. Mpaka sasa hatujui kwa nini tunachelewa kupata maisha ambayo ni rahisi. Kama sisi tunaonekana kama wizi, lakini hawataki tuseme ukweli, hawataki tuongelee wao utapeli. Ndo siasa ilivyo, yani namna hiyo. Hakuna mtu wa heshima. Naona kama vile watu wanapima, wanaleta siasa ya viwanda, siasa ya viwanda, siasa ya viwanda. Nani hajui? Nani hajui? Najua mnajua. Nani hajui? Najua mnajua. Nani hajui? Ujinga jamii umeathiri ajenda iliyopo kufuta neno maadili. Fedha imewekezwa kupromoti ubatili. Watoto wamemezeshwa sumkali kwenye akili. Mnajua bila umoja hakuna nguvu. Mna nusu mina nusu sio mfikia mwathirika asilia. Mnajua bajeti haizingatii mlala hoi. Gharama za maisha ziko juu na kesha hoi. Tozo hazimtoi, mikopo haimwokoi. Bara lake richi, viongozi ndogoi goi. Najua mnajua. Nani hajui? Najua mnajua. Nani hajui? Najua mnajua. Afrika moja.
Afrika huru.
Afrika moja.
Afrika huru.
Na wewe hujui?
Tunajua.
Nani hajui? Afrika moja.
Afrika huru.
Afrika huru.
Afrika ya kijamaa.
Okay, tuimbe pamoja. Simple fast yo. Yeah. Sikia hii. Eyo, tatizo la TZ ndo tatizo la Kenya. Tuna mali asili nyingi ila si tuna henya. Mipaka imefunga Afrika tunashindwa kupenya. Kushindana na mabara yenye nguvu ya kutema. Tena viongozi wetu wamegeuzwa antena. Wananasa kila kitu Marekani akisema. Vyema, sero anatunga kuongeza makabwela. Wao wananemeka na jasho letu masela. Mimi nakataa, nawe kataa. Afrika huru, Afrika moja, Afrika moja.
Afrika huru.
Eyo, Afrika huru, Afrika moja, Afrika moja.
Afrika huru.
Afrika moja, Afrika huru. Ani sidhani mtutwa gani utaondoa ukinzani. Ni nani anafaidika vitani? Ni muhusika aliyemua Paul Lumumba. Wanatumika wanalika waporaji huku damu ikimwagika. Wakifika wanyonyaji peacekeeper wanajita wanashika. Wanachohitaji kirahisi ndani ya vita kuanika inahitajika. Ni dhambi tukiwaficha. Ubelgiji, Ufaransa, Uganda, Rwanda, USA, SCA. Mnavuna msichopanda. Mnayumbisha uchumi wetu wa ukanda wa maziwa makuu wa mabeberu unapanda. Anda ukoloni unaoitwa mamboleo. Mtoto anayezaliwa Kongo hana tegemeo. Afrika moja. Eti Afrika huru. Nasema Afrika moja. Eyo, Afrika huru. Nasema Afrika huru. Eyo, Afrika moja. Eyo, nikisema hip mnasema hop. Hip hip. Nikisema mdai mnasema jasho mdai. Dai. Nikisema hip mnasema hop hip. Hip. Let's go my DJ. Hey. Kuna watu wanapiga wake zao hapa. Kuna watu wanapiga wake zao. Yeah. Ufanyavyo sio vizuri na wala sio usera. Unampiga mkeo holelo na isaka jela amekukela. Mwelekeze atakuelewa. Usimpige kama ngoma sokoni unapochelewa. Mbona we unalewa ashuku na msaliti. Unawaza kumegewa utadhani hujawahi chiti. Ufanye utafiti ufikiri unahisi hujafanya fumanizi. Unampa kipigo cha mwizi. Hizi si zama za ukatili wa jinsia. Nini unachomsa? Mikono uliopewa mahususi fanyia kazi. Utampiga hadi utachoka. Ikiwa umeoa dwanzi tutatoacha kinywa wazi. Tutakona kichwa panzi. Ulimpenda we mwenyewe ukufosiwa na wazazi. Vumilia, hakuna mkamilifu. Utajutia, hata we si mkamilifu. Ipo siku utajutia. Mkeo si muhalifu na bahati mwadilifu. Si mzinifu ni mtiifu. Haina sababu unamweka kizuizini. Unawivu kipumbavu mke wako humwamini. Utaki asalimia tembelee jirani zake. Misiba si udhurie utadhani Mungu wa kwake sio mwake. Mbele ya watoto simchape. Unamdhalilisha utu wake bora umwache. Aende zake anzishe maisha yake. Utakuja kumpiga umuue bila wakwe. Na kushangaa mwili mkubwa akili ndogo. Ukweli nakwambia undezi kuanzisha zogo. Kwa mkeo kisa simu unaleta uwasimu. Huo wenda wazimu ipo siku takughalimu.
Mpige na mabusu, mpige na zawadi. Fanye awe nuru pambo lililo na hadhi.
Ujaoa kijakazi alikotoka na wazazi. Mafanikio yako yana jasho lake shazi. Ujaoa ngoma
upiga kila siku.
Acha kabisa. Mpige na zawadi. Mpige na kitenge. Mpige na
makofi wewe.
Harakati sound. Jamani, mwanamke ndo Mungu wa duniani. Mwanamke ndo Mungu wa duniani. Bila mwanamke hakuna ulimwengu. Kwa hiyo mwanamke ni mtu wa kumlinda sana. Sio mtu wa kupiga. Unajua mimi natoka kanda ya Ziwa. Tanzania. Natoka kanda ya Ziwa. Kumpiga mke wake anaona ni jambo la kawaida. Kwa sababu ametoa ng'ombe 20, ng'ombe 30. Kwa hiyo anajiona ana uwezo wa kumfanyia yule mwanamke kama mtumwa wake. Hiyo Tanzania ipo na hususan kwa ukanda ninaotoka. Na bado kuna jamii wanaitwa watu wa Msoma pale Mara wa Kuria. Mwanamke mwenyewe usipompiga naamini kwamba umpendi. So tunajaribu kuelimisha hivi ili kuitoa jamii katika hayo manyanyaso yaliyopo. Nikisema hip 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 hip. Asante.
Makofi kwa mdai jasho tafadhali. Amen. Very powerful messages, Joe. Both the conversation ya the women, ndio? Na pia amewaambia hapa kwa hiyo wimbo wengine. Amewaambia kuhusu what these people do, our leaders. Kuna line amesema ikanibamba sana. Amesema viongozi wetu wamekuwa antena. Kenya Marekani wanasema ndio wanarada. Hiyo kitu Joe ndio imenimaliza. Now, we want to move very quickly kwa sababu tumekula muda sana. Sana tena sana. Once again, I'll repeat. Kama hujapiga kura, wageni wetu wametujoin. Tafadhali tutoa request watupigie kura before IBC polling station iko pale. Secondly, kama hujavisit the Kenya We Want banner down there, tafadhali go write something on that banner. Write what you want to see in this Kenya. Also, the IBC's, the official IBC tent. IBC ya Kenya sasa. Wacha na hii yetu. Ya Kenya, Kenya hiyo group, hiyo discussion ilikuwa. Si ndio? Sawa sawa. We can begin with the group that was here. The rapporteur, please. Yes. Ama mkuje nyote watatu, alafu, ndio tusipoteze muda sana. They are here. Rapporteurs.
Ibrogotogi mar piloko no. Wabiro kimaino, pero wadonjo kawuono. Wabiro kimaino.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
I'm called Harriet. I'm one of the rapporteurs for the day. And we're here to talk about our breakout sessions. I was in breakout session 1. I'm public participation imesema iko Friday. Iko Saturday, for example, and then the government changes it to Friday. This news does not reach everyone. So that on the day of public participation, there are duty bearers and power holders, but there are no participants who should raise these points. So yeah, we concluded that for public participation to be as ideal as they should be, there should be allocations and logistics by the power holders and duty bearers. Watu wapewe fare, watu wapewe lunch, ndo waweze kufika. For example, people who are in campus, hawezi inama, tena wakam public participation. So if they are provided with logistics, fare, to and fro, and food, people can be able to come and give their opinions. Secondly, these processes should be followed. There should also be transparency and accountability in these processes so that what is agreed there hairushwi kwa dustbin after wase wameishia. Watu wafanye yale yamekubaliwa. Thank you.
Makofi for group 1.
Of insecurity na inaweza kafanya wakose kuvote. So another thing yenye stood up ni on how to verify information, na tuliweza kulearn kwamba the first person you are you are the first person to verify. Why are you consuming this information? You should know the followers. Unafollow kina nani? Watu unafollow. Then another thing pia tuliweza kuangalia ni our role as now citizens. Tumeget this platform, tumeweza kulearn about propaganda. Now what next? Tukitoka hapa tuende tuzungumze na 1 or 2 people to spread the right information huko kwa ground, na tuweze kuambia watu pia wakaweze avoid propaganda, na pia it is our responsibility to vote. So kama hujachukua kura, hakikisha umechukua kura pia, ndio next election 2027 ukaweze ka bring change, na tusikubali kurudia. Na nakumbuka Shekira amesema tufagie wote, maana hakuna mwenye amefanya kitu, so tufagie wote. Na hata kama wewe uko hapa pia unaweza simama, manake you have the qualification pia, na bring change to your community. Blessed.
Hi everyone, my name is Eunice. I was in breakout session 3, the Kenya we want. So we basically talked about the Gen Z protests that happened in 2020. Number 1, we were being taxed, overtaxed, the finance bill, the pads in Nairobi, as we can afford. But what happens to the person in Garissa, the person in Wajir who cannot afford the pads? And then we talked about the way forward, the recommendations that we can give as a people, as grassroots organization. I know most of us hapa tumetoka kwa an organization, and in those organizations we can fight for change. Number 1, we can fight for funding. We write proposals. Again, the other thing that we said that we understand when you're talking about the system, ati hii system inatukandamiza, hii system inatufanya nini? What is the system? It is our duty as individuals, as a people, as citizens of Kenya, to understand who we are saying are the individuals. Once we understand who the system is, and then we are able to fight for the change that we are able to, that the change that we want, the Kenya we want. And then lastly, we understand our roots as a country. There are so many things that keep on happening. We had the post-election violence in 2007 to 2008. What caused it? The 1982 coup, what caused it? All these fights that we have as a country, what causes it? And how can we better understand ourselves as Kenyans and then propel that understanding into bringing the Kenya we want today? Thank you so much.
Hi guys. So in regards to every breakout room we've had and the I don't know what it's called, banner. The Kenya we want, yeah. And also the ballot boxes. We are collecting all this information and we're going to create the People's Manifesto with everything that has been discussed. So yeah, I hope you feel seen. I hope the discussions we've had have motivated you, have incited whatever emotion you need for our emancipation. Thank you.
Wow, give them a good hand. So wamefanya kazi mzuri sana. I think you guys had really good sessions at the breakout discussions. Ndio? Next time we should allocate more time. I completely agree na hizo resolutions zote ambazo tumekuja nazo. That at the end of the day, whether tulikuwa kwa Kenya we want, whether tulikuwa kwa Prokabanda, whether tulikuwa huko na kina Mike Moshiri, it is really up to us as Kenyans to decide the direction this country is going to take. Sindio? It's up to. Kama tumesema tunafagia wote, it is a collective decision by the Kenyan people to do what? Tufagia wote. Hatutaki kusikia, tumeshaona na macho yetu. Hakuna story mtu anaweza tupigia, atu convince otherwise. Ama mnaweza pigiwa story? Ama mtapewa bobo msahau hiyo story?
Aje sasa.
I imagine Brian, ati wewe sasa, will make unilateral decision, kwamba everybody in this hall will not have lunch. Tutafanya nini, Brian?
Unataka nisalimiwe?
Hapana, ni example too. It's literally what happens in our electoral positions, in our politics. People make unilateral decisions that really end up affecting all of us. Alafu tuki rise up in defiance, wengine wetu wanauliwa, wengine wetu wanashikwa, wengine wetu wanaabductiwa, tunaanza kuishi na uoga, sasa tunaogopa Brian, hata wewe, we don't want si tunakataa hiyo. Wangapi wanakataa kuishi na uoga kwenye nchi yao?
Mimi nimekataa.
Kuogopa kuabductiwa Subaru ya Mambaru, unaona Subaru hivi kwanza unaingizia. See, we deserve better as a country. We deserve better as Jumuiya.
Yes.
Now I want to welcome one of the people we respect very much in this country.
Wanjira.
Naam.
Kabla hatuja welcome respectable persons.
Tusikie
kwa sababu wamesema tunafagia kutoka juu hadi chini. Si tusikie Kenya wamesema.
Sawa.
Kwa hizi kura zao. Ama mnasema aje guys? Now, allow me to read just a sample because we were supposed to do a review of this election that we have had here. Na tulisema mbeleni tunaandika the qualities that we want. Si ndio? So kwa sababu hatuna time, nitasoma moja for the MCA na yenye niko nayo hapa inauliza what qualities are you looking for in your MCA? Amesema oversight, proper representation, legislative, one who creates employment na an uncorrupted MCA. Hivyo ndivyo yeye amesema. Makofi.
Okay.
Now, hapa kwa women rep kuna mtu amesema the qualities in the women rep they want is somebody to defend rights of young women, girls and the elderly and to be just. Makofi. Ikafika hapa kwa member of National Assembly, huyu ni MP, si ndio? Wakasema one, somebody who will make sure the education resources is available to people equally. Two, somebody who will make sure roads are available to its people all over rural and urban areas. One who will make sure the electrification is accessible to everyone equally. And one who will make sure tight security is available. Okay. Aya. Kwa senator, kuna mtu amesema they are looking for someone who is strict and can oversee the works of the county governor. Si ndio? Aya. Kwa governor wakasema hii hapo ndipo wako na maneno. They want somebody who is vision oriented, somebody who has integrity, somebody who puts the needs of his or her people first, somebody who is not money hungry or power oriented, somebody who elects his county executive committee members purely based on competency and not favors, one who knows his or her roles and responsibilities, and one who upholds and protects the constitution. Makofi tafadhali. Wanjira, uniruhusu nikuletee hizi za presidency kwa sababu ziko na heaviness na ziko na key. Ndio usikie watu wako hapa Kenya wameamua kuchagua.
Mmeamua mnataka president yupi? I am looking forward to reading your kind of president. Number 1, I want a president that does not lie. Hello? I want a president that will not sell our country, will involve the people in decision making, is faithful, has integrity, and is a truthful man or woman for that matter. Na tumesema hatutaki mambo ya uongo, si ndio? Huyo amesema I want a president who protects and upholds the constitution and everything it provides for. Hello? Hello. One who is assertive, has integrity, and is courageous. One who is vision-oriented. One who elects his or her advisors, CSS, PS, leaders, based solely on competency. One who knows his functions and responsibility. Hello? Hello. Ingine, imesema I want a president who says no to tribalism, who respects the rule of law, that power belongs to the people always, who places his or her people first, no abductions of the youth. Ameweka in bold, na ameweka a different color. Yani, in highlight, like my youth wamesema, yo, we don't want to be abducted in our own country. I want a president who values democracy, a president who stands for what he says and abides by. No lying in caps, no tribalism in caps. Guys, I'm not even lying. Like I'm saying, no lying, no tribalism, and no abductions of the youth. Wow.
Yani in short, ingekuwa 2027 saa hii tungekuwa tumebadilisha Kenya. Si ndio? Makofi kwenye fadhali.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to assert that life is political. Sometimes unasikia mtu akisema, mimi sitaki story ya siasa. Have you heard those people who say, me, I don't want anything to do with politics? Do you know those people? Now we need to tell them that everything is political. From the food we eat. Si tumepigana na mambo ya GMO. Tukisema food sovereignty. From the healthcare we receive. From the education our people. Yani kila kitu ni siasa. Sasa hatuwezi afford kusema, sisi hatutaki mambo ya siasa. We are politics and politics is us. So we must be engaged. We must chukua kura. We must go and vote. We must talk to people who, especially young people, wako na voter apathy. Wale watu wana feel, hata nikipiga kura haitabadilisha anything. That is how we got what we have in power today. 8 million young people last elections waliamua, sisi hatutapiga kura juu hii system, we don't identify with it. There's a feeling of disconnect with a system that does not listen to young people. But anyway, kuna mtu tumekuwa tukiona kila mahali. Ukiona news hivi, ukifungua TV, I guarantee you are going to see him. And I just want him to come and give us a message today as we commemorate International Human Rights Day and the Democracy Festival. Please give it up for Hussein Khalid.
DJ, where DJ ukizima wewe?
Thank you. Viva comrades, viva! Viva comrades, viva! Down with oppression, down! Down with violations, down! Forward with human rights, forward! Forward with justice, forward! It's Human Rights Day! Thank you very much, Wanjira, for this excellent opportunity. And of course, ForumCiv. ForumCiv movement. I think if it wasn't for ForumCiv, the human rights fraternity hapa Kenya ingekuwa very different. Sindio? But I just want to say thank you, Human Rights Day this year, our everyday essentials. Every other day, tunaona how our rights are being violated. We have a government that does not respect its own constitution. And in that sense, they are extending this even beyond the borders. We are seeing the cross-border oppression that is happening. We are seeing enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings happening across board. And we as Kenyans, we have a duty to stand firm. And as the big brother of East Africa, to let the world know that hatutakubali hii nchi kuendelea kukua treated as if we don't matter. Si ndio? We are also extending this message to the whole world that we will not remain silent when the rights of our people are being violated. Whether it's the British who come to Kenya, they kill, they rape our women, we are warning them that this country will not allow you to continue doing that. Whether it's foreign investors who are coming here, taking away our resources, you know, and not allowing the value addition here in Kenya, we will not allow that. And even the most basic fundamental human rights, wanakuja, they violate our women, they violate our children, they violate everyone. We are not going to accept that. So as youth, this year, our call is out to you. We are not there yet. The battle is still going on. And everyone is looking at Kenya to lead on the front line to ensure that human rights and our everyday essentials are guaranteed. Are you ready for that? Vijana, muko tayari? Tuendelee na mapambano. Viva comrades, viva! Viva comrades, viva! Thank you very much.
Viva Hussein, viva! Viva! Viva Khalid, viva! Viva! Hussein, we appreciate you and Haki Africa and all you do, and Vocal Africa. Nilikuwa naivuta. Asante sana Chelivo. Now, tumeona kwamba we are not at a good place. Tumeona kwamba the civic space is shrinking by the day. Ata it's not shrinking, has shrunk. Yani, our civic space is really, even having this event here and chanting one term is really a bold protection of the civic space that we are having. And I want you to, kwanza before tumkaribishe, kuna organizations ambazo ziko hapa nataka kuzi-recognize. When I say the name, mseme Viva. Sawa? Viva Mukuru Youth Initiative! Viva! Viva Creative Spills Kenya! Viva Kilifi Citizen Forum! Viva Thomas Reuters Foundation! Viva Legal Sisters! Amjakula lunch. Viva K-Pat, viva! And now, what more can we do, guys? Tunakandamizwa, rights zetu zinaviolatiwa kila leo. Our civic space is shrinking. Now we are being told what we can say and not say. What more can we do to protect our human rights, to protect the civic space, to protect the little freedoms that we have, actually not little, to protect the freedoms guaranteed in the Constitution of Kenya 2010, in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. My next speaker is going to do just that. He's going to tell us exactly what we can do to protect our civic space. And I want us to put our hands together and welcome the Executive Director of Amnesty International. Give it up for Irongo Houghton.
This is Hendrik Sound.
Learning Festival. Learning Festival.
Comrades, power! We defend what? Democracy. Good. Some people are seeing here. What do we defend? Democracy. What do we defend? Democracy. So it gives me great pleasure to speak on behalf of Amnesty International this afternoon. I want to start where Khalid left us, which is to say that this is not some post-mortem. It is not even a funeral service. It is a celebration of the courage of human rights defenders. But let me start from a place that I think we have to start. This year, last year, when we were at the International Human Rights Day Award ceremony, we talked about the violence that protesters experienced. We talked about Rex Masai. We talked about all those people who lost their right to life while expressing their right to voice. This year, unfortunately, statistically, we have not moved. At least 65 people were killed over the 2 months of June and July. 1,500 people, many of you here, found yourself in conflict with the law. 75 human beings were charged with terrorism. 15 to 18 people, including Albert Ojwang, were killed in police custody. And we had 5 to 6 people killed mourning one of the human rights defenders of this country, and that is Raila Odinga. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, what is not happening that we are not experiencing the full breadth, the full life of our Constitution? Allow me to start there, but not to end there, because I think if we ended there, we would be disappointed. We might even be fearful. In celebration of International Human Rights Day, this is a day among 365 that reminds us that our constitutional promise that every person, every human being deserves every right. Not some rights for some people, but every human being and every human right. Yet as we mark this occasion, we must confront the sobering reality that we are not where our Constitution wants us to be. We have not risen in enough courage and enough numbers for us to be able to create a country that no longer has a confused constitution. Because if you can imagine this constitution, it's walking all over the country into the 47 counties, and it cannot see itself. It doesn't see itself in the right to health, in the right to be abducted, or to be locked in police stations for long periods of time against our rights as suspects. 2 weeks ago, Amnesty International, Africa Uncensored, Article 19, and a few other organizations released separate reports. In the report that we released, we spoke about how it is that technology is now being used for state surveillance to intimidate and to be weaponized against citizens. How many of you here have toothbrushes in your pockets? Raise your hands. Okay, let me start a bit basic. How many people have seen a toothbrush? Okay, let me try this again. How many of you are still awake? Raise your hands. Anybody who doesn't have, raise your hands. 2. Raise your hands. 2. Okay, these are the real. Okay, these are the real activists. Kuna ile na kuna. Reason 2 is how much we have to do to protect us from state surveillance. So it is very important as we think about our digital democracy that we do 3 things. One is we have to secure those technologies. We have to make sure that we have VPNs. Those are not very personable numbers. Those are devices or apps that are very important that keep you safe. Secondly, we have to start encrypting our messages. Too many times I receive calls for assistance from HRDs on open lines. And I can't even respond because in responding, because my lines are not secure, I will endanger you. My request is, if you have not moved to Signal, please move to Signal now. And find ways to talk that only you and the people who are receiving your information know how to receive. Secondly, I think it is important now easy to go after Wanjira as an individual. Despite her height, she's one of the most powerful people in this republic. Because once upon a time, she told us something that any human rights activist must remember. Do you remember what she told us? When you lose they lose their? Okay. Now, the power is in all means. But it is easy to isolate Wanjira. It is very easy to isolate, even easier to isolate the Amnesty International Executive Director. But they cannot isolate 56 million Kenyans. Just statistically not possible. So if you see yourself as a human rights defender, know that you are not at scale that can protect you. Do not come to this work as an individual. Come as a leader. I want to spend a few minutes just to acknowledge some of the people that have helped us this year to remind ourselves that we live in a digital democracy. I want to start with a young man called Billy Mwangi, who round about this time had been picked. And him and the other 5 or 6 at that time, I think they turned out to be 9, they were held for something like two weeks. And many of us campaigned for his release. He was arrested, he was abducted, kidnapped, and held unlawfully in a fridge before we knew that Uganda had them also. Kenya has fridges, even freezers. He was held for 2 weeks for the right that he exercised to have free expression. Let me also speak about somebody that I know is controversial, and some of you have different views on this, but I think sometimes we miss the power of our movement when we cancel each other. Let me talk a bit about Morara Kebasu, who taught us that social accountability, that by exposing the performative public relations of our governments, that actually there is power there. He created a way of working that shook many counties. Let me remind you of Rose Njeri. Rose Njeri was a coder. She got arrested, mother of 2. She was kept for 88 hours in a Nairobi police station. It took us 3 days to get her released. But she reminded us that even coders, even digital software engineers, they have a role to play in this country. A few months ago, she was in New York. She took a flight for the very first time to receive a Time 100 Next Leaders Award. Please clap for Rose. I don't know if Hanifa is here. Is Hanifa here? Shakira, is Hanifa here? Okay, good. I don't like to embarrass people when they're here. Actually, no, I like to give them flowers. But let us remember the work that Hanifa has done, not just all the work she has done, but specifically, let us remind ourselves how she took crowdfunding to a level that many human rights organizations have never been able to reach. 34 million shillings was generated, crowdfunded, by ordinary people who took a stand against people being shot by police officers. That is the digital democracy human rights defenders that we are generating in this country. Let me go on a bit. Justine Wanda. Do you know who she is? Justine is a comedian. She tries to keep laughter at the head of human rights defense. Lastly, I don't know if you remember, they call themselves the BBC producers. I think this microphone needs lunch. The truth of that story we can now tell. They were not involved in Blood Parliament. They were involved in something else that is now available. And that program, that movie, is called The People Shall. The People Shall. They were doing. They did not want the story, the history of the June 24th revolution told vividly. That's why they were arrested back in July. A few weeks ago, that movie premiered at the international premiere of the Nairobi Film Festival. So I want you to think about these actions and all the actions that you know about, because those are the actions that are creating fear in the republics or in the dictatorships that exist around our country. When the Tanzanian government challenges Kenya, it's not talking about the whole of Kenya, the 56 million. It's talking about the kind of leadership that I've just described and the leadership that is in this room. So I want you, as we go into 2026, to remember that the struggle for human rights and democracy has never been static. It will never be static, every challenge that we face. The struggle today demands that we defend our privacy and our right to expression as fearlessly as we defend every other right. But all of that will not be powerful if in the next few months, as we lean towards the general elections, we see a few people coming out to register to vote. 90,000 people registered over the last 3 months. That is less than half the difference between the two top presidential candidates in the last election. So I can only leave you with this message. This work is not for individuals. It's not even for small communities. It has to be at mass and at scale. So my request to you is to continue the work that you're doing, to look for the levers on how to make this much more powerful, so that next year when we come back here, we are confident that we have built a movement that cannot just protect ourselves, that can protect the entire country, and let me add, the entire region and Africa. Thank you very much.
One, two. Thank you so much. Tafadhali makofi tena for Mr. Hilton. And allow me to misuse my powers as the MC to call on to you and a couple of young people to take a photo with us and celebrate this and we mark it. Sindio? Tafadhali. Alafu DJ unaweza cheza kangoma 1 minute tu kidogo tupige hizi picha. Sindio? Nice.
Africa made mundo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sikana mata mwari huyu anotiba makomborero. Africa made mundo. Hey, opo, opo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kana vandu vangu vanodanwa nesikarangu vakazvininipisa vakanyengetera ndichapodza nyika yavo ine ndichapodza nyika yavo ngatinamate mwari muafrika mbedu muno ngatinamate mwari I know your hope. I know your hope.
All right. Thank you so much. My DJ, Wanjira, will you give us your last remarks before tufunge hii kitu?
Realize my tukimaliza. Yeah.
Tulikuja na moto ya democracy na Human Rights Day Festival, si ndio?
Yeah. So mimi naitwa Wanjiru. Kwetu ni huko Mathare. Na Mathare imenijenga, imenifanya mimi mwenye naambia makarao na magans zao hivyo. Wewe, when we lose our fear, they lose their why are you arresting me? Don't I have a right to protest in my country? By the way, I couldn't understand the disconnect. Like, Atiananuza, why are you protesting? I don't have a right to protest. You have not read Katiba. Article 37 on right to protest. So I am very happy when we defend our rights, and shout out to Shakira Wafula over there. Viva Shakira, viva! Shout out to Hanifa as well in absentia. And really all the young people who, hata wewe, najua ulikuwa maandamano. Unajua, the thing is, hii safari haijaisha. In fact, this is my final message. Guys, we cannot come out and kimbizana like that in Tao with makarao, kula tear gas, anguka, shikwa, and then when it comes to 2027 elections, we are apathetic. Ati vita yetu tu ni kwa streets. No, hii vita tunaipeleka hadi kwa ballot boxes. So everybody who does not have a voter's card, manze, we are not friends. Mimi, all my friends, uko na voter's card? It's personal. Tunaleta siasa kwa friendship because it affects our lives. Sawa? Tunaleta siasa kwa nini? Kwa ubeshte. Kama una kura msee, rada yako ni gani? Unataka tu tushindange streets tukikimzana na makarao. Si uchukue kura tutoya wasee. Vita Vita tunaipeleka kwa ballot, tunaipeleka bunge, tunaipeleka county assembly, tunaipeleka senate, tunaipeleka hadi kwa presidency, because ni lazima kieleweke, hii nchi ni yetu. We are sovereign citizens of this land. Nobody should abduct us for airing our voices. Nobody should silence our voices. Tukitaka kusema one term, manze ni one term. Kwa sababu watu wameamua nini? One term. Tukitaka kusema Ruto must go, manze ni nini?
Ruto
must go. Kwa sababu watu wameamua nini? Ruto must go. Kwa sababu watu ndio kusema. Article 1 ya katiba inasema all sovereign power belongs to the people. And who are those people, by the way? Who are the people? There's the people shall. Na si you are the people. Na si mmeamua tunafagia wote. Si mmeamua ni one term. Si mmesema hatupangwingwi. Yeah, also most importantly, we lost so many young people during the protest. If you don't do it for yourself, but do it for Rex. Do it for Denzel. Do it for Chege. Do it for Kware women. Do it for everybody who died believing this country could be better. Sawa, sisi tumebaki. We have the power to change things. Manze, let's do it. Mi nawaomba sana kwa hii Universal Declaration of Human Rights Day na siku ya kupigania democracy. Isikuwe demokrasia, isikuwe democracy, ikuwe ni siku yenye sisi kama wa Kenya tunasema by the way hii nchi iko na wenyewe na sio nyinyi. Sio hao, si mnajua namaanisha nini? Sio hao. So thank you so much. I've been your MC, Wanjira Wanjiru. It's been such a pleasure doing this with you. And please welcome Chelimo as you kumaliza. Asante sana.
Now, makofi for Wanjira tafadhali. Wanjira, ujue you are one of those people wenye wali inspire wengine wetu kutokea kwa maandamano, si ndio? And to every other person, every other soul, every other organization, siko nimetaja Quid pia wako huku, na watu wote wenye wako represented here, we love you, we appreciate you. I love you, I appreciate you, and I wish you the very best in this struggle of democracy. Now, for the last couple of weeks, I've been very religious in a manner when I meet democratic champions, and I keep telling them, tuliacha kanisa lakini hatukuacha Biblia, si ndio? And the Bible says in Nehemiah told the people of Israel that tunajenga hii ukuta na sitaki ukuje ujenge wapi? Kwangu. Nataka ujenge hapo kwako nje. So hata mimi leo tukikuja kumaliza our final thing, I want to tell you and I want to encourage you, work for democracy at your own little space, fight for change in your own little way, in your own little effort with the little resources that we have. Hello? And at the end of the day, we will find the fact that the whole wall tumejenga. Secondly, imesemwa hapa mara nyingine na nyingine na nyingine, nitarudia. Vijana tuchukue ID, vijana tuchukue kura. Nitaongeza ya tatu. Vijana endeni those elective positions. Waonyeshe you guys are ready to take up those positions. Sindio? Sindio? Yes, because wametuita vijana ni viongozi wa kesho. Waambie ni kesho imefika, au sio? Waambie nini? Kesho imefika. Now, tumemaliza hii shughuli yetu. We have been your very lovely MC. Wanjira, it has been a pleasure working with you. My good name remains to be Kamau Prince Brian, kijana ya Kiambu. Na Chelimo, ujue nimekuinvite hapa for 1 minute kwa sababu according to Mr. James here, you are interfering with Article 53(1)(c). Oh, 43(1)(c) of his rights and freedoms. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much. Makofi sana kwa Wanjira and Prince. They have done an excellent job. Thank you very much for emceeing this session. Mine is very simple. I want to call up here every single person who was part of the planning committee for the annual Democracy and Human Rights Festival. If you are part of the planning team, Biko, I'm talking to you guys. If you are part of the planning team for the annual Democracy and Human Rights Festival, please, jongea hapa. We want to recognize and appreciate you. Please come. DJ wape music ya kuingia. I think hawataki kuingia tu.
The Melanin Queen. Sisi ni wale tuliosaidiwa ndo wale tuliobarikiwa.
Thank you very much, DJ. Hawa ni wale wamebarikiwa. So we had a big team planning this, but I understand they are organizing for your lunch here and there. Kazi muhimu, si ndio? Yes, muhimu sana. So this time we had over 10 organizations. We had activists, and we had ForumCiv that together came to plan for this annual Democracy and Human Rights Festival. And this is the team. Kindly give it up for these guys. Thank you very much. I also want to ask Biko to step forward, Hapa. This is a special recognition for Biko, who led this team so well. I am a very proud person. I'm very proud to have Biko in my team and that he excellently led this team to plan this excellent event. Another round of applause for Biko. Thank you very much. I recognize all our partners. I might not mention all of you by name, but the MCs have done that. Thank you very much, ForumCiv. There are some staff that are seated, including our regional manager. Simameni tu mpunge watu mkono. Yes, and some of them are out there. Yes, I actually have Harriet's name in my notes. Ni venye sijamuona. And assisting Biko very closely to lead this team was Harriet. In her absence, let's recognize her. Thank you. And I also want to really recognize our speakers. I think they've done a really good job. Cindy, yeah, all of them have been on point and very bold and courageous. And I want to just say that, stay bold. Stay bold, you guys. This race is not for the faint-hearted. It is, we really need to stay bold, but most importantly, prioritize your security. Now you know one or two other people. Ukiona anything might go wrong, please remove your smartphone and record. And as you're doing that, make sure you have someone like Hussein or Irongo here that you can call so that together in solidarity, we can stand with one another, okay? Ndio tusishange uko wapi, we can't see you. But prioritize your security even as you stay bold. So thank you very much. As we conclude, kuna simu a very serious phone that has been left huku. Hii simu inaweza kuwa na M-Pesa. Iko kwanza na 6 missed calls. Please come and see me. It is important that you remain in communication. Your people could be looking for you. From ForumCiv, we want to say thank you very much. Happy Human Rights Day. Happy Annual Democracy and Human Rights Festival. And as you go into the festivities, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you very much from ForumCiv. That's it. Oh, makosa imefanyika. Winnie, please come. So as part of ending this festival, we have a very, very important session planned for us tomorrow. What is it?
Wow. I almost caught. I almost caught. So tomorrow, guys, we have our Activism Fellowship Showcase. It's happening. It's for free. It's the only event that you get to see 20 artists perform for free at the Kenya National Theatre from 9 a.m. Please, some of those that have played here today will be there tomorrow. Most of them. Actually, all of them will be performing tomorrow, and some other more, 17 of them. So please don't miss out. We look forward to having a wonderful event together. Asanteni sana na karibu sana.
All right, so thank you very much for the invite. Usiseme hukujua. All of you are invited. What time do we start, Winnie? At 9 a.m., there will be breakfast served between 8 and 9 a.m. Please come. Is that true? At the Kenya National Theatre. We have the activists that have been going through the ForumCiv Activism Fellowship from Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania that will be performing the whole day. Please come, ready just to be utachochwa first. Harriet, please come. First utachokozwa just by the activism pieces, and you will really be encouraged in what we can continue to do. So thank you very much, Winnie, for that. So this is Harriet. Please give it up for her. We had already recognized you, but it's important for people to see you. So I think, Wanjira, we are done. Everyone who has been part of this, the sign language interpreters, the stage managers, wako hapa. Everyone, thank. This would not have been possible without you. Please, as you go for lunch, interact with Power Radio, go do your makeup from Badili and our graffiti, Sai Meisha. And then don't forget to pass by IBC. Sindio, hatuwezi ongea tu. Please pass by IBC, and if you have any inquiries, they should be able to answer. Ni hivo? Haya kwaherini, please, your lunch is served. Huh? DJ. Oh, give it up for DJ Nile Daughter! Woo! She will also be performing tomorrow on stage with her deck. So, mukuje. Haya, lunch is served at the very bottom side. Enjoy your lunch and the time here. Pia kuna 360 camera pale, you can take a video.
Sisi ni wale tuliosaidiwa na Mungu, sisi ndo wale tuliobarikiwa na Baba, sisi ni wale tuliosaidiwa na Mungu, sisi ndo wale tuliobarikiwa na Baba. Sina hela, sina pesa, sina doo, sina nyumba, sina gari, sina hoo. Kila kukikucha minawaza kesho, tapiga moyo konde nitafika hoo. Wanaokudharau leo watakusalimia kesho kwa heshima, wanaokusema sema watakusifia kesho. Unaokula nao na kucheka nao, kesho kidondoka utokuwa nao. Piga moyo konde wakati wa Mungu, wakati sahihi. Piga moyo konde wakati wa Baba, wakati sahihi. Sisi ni wale tuliosaidiwa na Mungu, sisi ndo wale tuliobarikiwa na Baba, sisi ndo wale tuliosaidiwa.
Hakuna mwizi kama kifo, Baba anafuta machozi na leso. Lord, you teach us a lesson. Ninapigana na mapepo, hizi ndo siku za mwisho.
Check.
Kuna emergency.
So one last announcement, if you have one microphone tafadhali, kindly bring it to the DJ. If you have one microphone left, bring it to the DJ. Thank you.
If I die today, another will rise tomorrow. Karma never fails, soon atakufollow. Watakipita 40 days, when the holidays visit every place. Soon you're gonna pay all the blood in your hands, all the lies that you tell, the sitting on the fence and calling it defense. Secret intelligence, killing many innocent. Kuna emergency mtaani, kuna tragedy.